Poser alert. I figured I'd start off with something to show off Mark's work, a little clip. If you want to watch that whole video is up on his YouTube channel. I think it's under Riddick Art. It's like from more than 10 years ago or whatever, but still fucking cool. Came across it when I was trying to, prep. Well, what I call prep for the show. But anyway, it's going to be glad to have Mark on. Obviously, I've known about his work for many fucking years and some of his musical pasts and presents. I know you guys here. I always bring up one project he's done a lot, as often as I can. I remember hearing them way back, but we'll get into that. So anyway, welcome in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming in and joining us here tonight. I know Mark's, in the art world, everybody knows his art stuff, but I figured we'd talk about it a little bit. We'd focus more on the musical side, because it seems like every time I see him on somewhere, it's, deservedly so, talking about artwork and all that, but I figured we would talk a little bit more about music, show off some stuffs and whatnot. So, so welcome in. Does he garden? T-Bone with the hard-hitting questions. Anyway, so without further ado, let me bring the man on himself. So everybody, round of applause for Mr. Mark Riddick. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, thanks for having me on here, man. I appreciate it.
Of course.
I don't garden. I don't have a green thumb. I have a brown thumb. Oh, what? So no, I'm terrible at that. No.
We're about the same age, and before I got on here, I was watching something on YouTube, and it was 80s. It's like, I don't know. I don't even know why I clicked on it. I'm like, maybe because I just wanted to feel nostalgic and listen to the songs, but it was. Can you guess the 80s sitcom theme songs or whatever?
Oh.
You grew up, were you into the, I think we're about the same age.
Yeah, I think you're 8 years older. Yeah, you're 52?
No, I'm 50.
Oh, you're 50? Oh, okay, I'll be 50 this summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're close in age, yeah.
Yeah, so I was watching. I was like, I wonder if Mark has anybody ever asked him what his favorite fucking sitcom from the 80s was. Yeah. If you've watched any.
Yeah, I did. I'm trying to recall. Wow. During the 80s, I remember watching a good handful, like Family Ties, Growing Pains. What else is there? Who's the Boss? I can't remember. I know my parents watched Cheers pretty religiously, but that was late 80s, early 90s, maybe. Yeah, so just those, probably the three that I just mentioned were regulars. What about you? What are you watching, like Vicky or whatever it was, or like a Small Wonder, or like?
No. Small Wonder was the only way I could watch. Funny that you mentioned that, because the only way I could ever watch that was if I went to a cousin's house, because that came out on cable. We didn't have cable at my house, so okay. Small Wonder was a cable thing. But no, I mean, I think since the other day, one of the guys from Sanford and Son,
Oh yeah.
passed away, and I used to watch that because my dad rarely watched television at all, if any,
Oh,
and he really, really enjoyed Sanford and Son, like Red Fox. I mean, it would just kill him. I mean, for my dad to sit there and just laugh for half hour or whatever was unbelievable to see because he wasn't really, he's more of a serious kind of guy, but something about that show just got to him. I don't know what it was, but good old Fred Sanford always got him going. But yeah, it was just stuff that was on and whatnot.
yeah,
But yeah, I saw that. I was like, why am I watching this? But I said, hey, can you guess the theme song in 15 seconds or whatever? So they suckered me in, they reeled me
oh
in.
yeah, that's a fun. That sounds like a fun game. I see somebody mentioned Married with Children. I do recall really enjoying that. I had a huge crush on Christina Applegate.
Oh, I mean, yeah, who did it? Our age,
So
who did it?
that was a regular watch for me as well.
Yeah, yeah. So that video that I kind of briefly showed that was from like 11 years. At least the upload
Yeah,
was from like 11 years ago.
it was kind of weird watching it because I have not seen it probably in 11 years. So it was kind of weird seeing it again. I
Yeah,
did that stop animation with in Adobe Photoshop using a timeline feature and just doing multiple sketches and drawings to achieve it. So it
yeah,
took a while. I remember it taking a while, but my YouTube channel I've neglected it. I don't really use it for anything. I initially started it to help promote some of the bands I was playing in. I just didn't
yeah.
I just don't have time to play with video editing and all that. Uh, but I mean, maybe at some point I'll do something to spruce it up a little bit or put some more current things on there. Just so it's not so stale and stagnant.
Yeah, I know my buddy Daniel had kind of tried to get on that,
Oh yeah.
use a YouTube,
Okay.
but I think he kind of slowed down on that as well. I don't know because he was just doing live, just sketching or whatever, and it was cool.
Yeah.
People were watching it. I don't know if he just got burned out on it or what, but
Well, I think his brother was helping him out with a lot of stuff, and maybe I think last time I talked to Daniel, I think he did indeed slow down with some of the social media stuff, at least
yeah,
in regard to YouTube. But
yeah,
he's active right now. He's about to publish a comic book called
yeah.
Terror Rat. It looks pretty badass. I helped fund it through their Kickstarter campaign.
Oh, okay.
Really cool. Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. Daniel's just an incredible artist. So anybody who doesn't know Daniel Sawblade 666, he's also you played in a band with him at one point too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've known Daniel for quite a long time, and even when I mean, I didn't. When we used to obviously go to the same shows, but we didn't really know each other. I didn't really start really knowing Daniel probably till like early 2000s. But I mean, we were both going to shows when we were like in our teens, and kind
Oh
of the
yeah,
same shows. Just didn't really know each other, but
yeah. I think
that well.
I think I first found out about him through I may have been War Master, his band War Master. Is that what they're
Yeah,
called?
yeah,
Yeah, a couple 7 inches by them. I actually think I picked it up because of the art initially.
yeah,
Yeah, he's
yeah.
yeah,
That's kind of how he started. He would just do like 7-inch or demo covers for like local bands
yeah,
and
yeah,
whatnot. So yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's awesome that he's doing it kind of full time now and
yeah,
whatnot. So yeah,
yeah,
it's very cool that he's doing that.
yeah,
Um, so as I mentioned at the top, I wanted to talk about some of your musical past, but I do want to ask you this: growing up, was music like prevalent in your household? Where was it playing all the time? Were your parents musical people?
yeah. Not necessarily musicians per se, but fans of music. So what my parents did, the way I got exposed to a lot of music was during our summer vacations. They would take their 7-inch EPs and convert them to make basically like cassette compilations out of them. And whenever they play them, they bring a stack of them, on vacation and play them during these 7-hour drives. So I would always ask what it was we were listening to, what band it was. That always was a curious thing for me. And I would say that I was exposed to a lot of 80s new wave pop
Oh,
type stuff. And my first album that I ever owned was a cassette of Thriller, Michael Jackson's Thriller. It was gifted to me by my grandmother. She gave me a Walkman and a Sony Walkman and a copy of Thriller. And so I was going back. I'm still a fan of the '80s, and I still
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah, and like some post punk stuff I listen to around my kids now, just because it's very much '80s inspired. And
yeah,
I like the sound. I feel like a lot, not all, but a lot of it was in minor keys, and that I think informed my taste in metal because you get the song structures with the chorus and the verse and the bridge and all that stuff, the solo.
yep,
And you start to understand the pattern of songwriting, and even to this day, I religiously, I would say almost weekly, still listen to Tears for Fears, Duran Duran, a little bit of Power Station, some Depeche Mode,
yeah.
or stuff like that. It's just because I'm around when I'm out with my kids, I usually play that because they're not going to tolerate septic flesh or the flesh or anything like that. So
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the Michael Jackson because I may have mentioned it on the show, but I remember it must have been '83 or something. I remember getting I don't know where I got it from or how where my parents got it, but it was it was like a bootleg Michael Jackson jacket with the zippers and all that stuff.
what color was it? Was it red?
It was. I think it was the red one. Yeah, I think it was the red one. Yeah, it must have been like '83 or something. I just remember I was so cool. You know, I was like 8 years old or however old I was whenever that came out. It's just like I don't know. I mean, I still listen to all that stuff. Growing up, I had you know listening to like top 40 radio on the weekend, like Casey Kasem top 40 countdown,
Oh yeah.
and it's just that stuff will always stay with me and I still listen to all that stuff to this day, just because it's good catchy, like you said, it's good catchy stuff, and
Yeah.
it takes you back to a time when you were first discovering stuff.
It's something I was talking to. Maybe it's Justin when I talked to him about a month ago. I mentioned that there's some music when you're sort of in your formative years that really sticks with you and informs your taste and what you're going to like in the future. So there's some stuff like there even just now when I listen to like death metal, for example, there's certain bands that really resonate with me just because of maybe the way the vocals sound, or
Yeah.
maybe the way they insert keyboard in parts, stuff like that that uh, stuck with me. Actually, I wanted to ask you too. I'm kind of curious because I don't know your. I know some of the. I'm familiar with some of the bands you played in. I
Yeah.
think the only thing I own, I almost grabbed that. I think it was the Thy Feeble Savior. I almost grabbed something from them from when that project at some point, but
Hmm.
I skipped on it for whatever reason. But I do have. I think the only thing I have that you've worked on is the Cemeterian cassette, and I think I
Oh
might.
yeah, yeah,
Was it on CD too? I think I might have a CD version as well.
yeah, dude. That thing was people were like, hey, can I release this on cassette
Oh,
and like or here, or can I release it on CD 7 inch? It was basically on every format except 8 track. So
yeah.
it was one of those things that just kind of took off where we were just like, hey, let's just record some death metal that we like, and it kind of took off. We weren't really expecting it, and people just kept asking hey, can I do a 7 inch here in Europe or whatever,
Oh
and I
yeah.
was like, yeah, sure, why not? But no, I mean, I've been since about '93. I'd say I was recording, started recording demos and things like that. Just early on, it was like grind noise
Yeah.
stuff.
I wanted to ask you actually because I don't know your history in terms of like how you got into underground music. What was the how did you get introduced to it? Was it through a record
Uh,
or a
I
person
mean,
show? Or?
it was it's. I don't know if you agree with me on this, but I think this kind of music will find you no matter where you're at, and I truly believe that because I grew up in a real small town, 10,000 people, right?
Oh, okay.
And there just so happened to be, I happen to have an older brother that had some friends that were into thrash stuff in the mid '80s, like early mid '80s, right? And I was just a kid, and I remember seeing like Slayer Hell Awaits shirts and Rain and Blood shirts, and I'm like, whoa, what is this? This is like crazy shit. Because I started off, like I said, with the '80s pop stuff, and then I realized, hey, I like this heavier stuff. Like AC/DC was the first band that I worshipped as a kid. I was like 9 years old. Mm-hmm. I'm like, this. I want to be Angus Young. That's what I wanted to be. And then just like everybody, I guess our age, you kind of just gradually look for things that are a little heavier, a little faster. So basically, it was bands like AC/DC, Metallica. Or these are those moments in my life where things kind of changed. Listening to hearing AC/DC when I was 9, listening to Master of Puppets. I think that came out in like '86. And my older brother he was playing that. It was a white cassette of Master of Puppets. Like every day he'd play it in the car, and I'm like, what is this shit? And eventually, like 2 weeks later, I'm like, hey, put that tape back in. I want to hear that. So those were pretty important times, like pivotal times in as far as listening to music. So 80s, and then like I guess around I got into Metallica, Slayer, all that, Creator, whatnot, but like real deep underground probably like 89 when I started discovering, hey, there's bands from Houston that are like putting out cool stuff, and I got into the whole earache thing. Listen, when I heard Carcass, Recapitulaction, I think I heard it like '89. I'm like, this is the most extreme thing I've ever heard in my life. And to this day, it's my all-time favorite extreme underground album. But yeah, it was one of those things where just you hear things that when you're 9, 10, 11, 12, and then like when I hit 14, that's when I was like, all right, I want the most extreme shit I could find, So, and then kind of how it
tape trading, writing the bands and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't write too many bands because I was like, I didn't really have anybody to show me, hey, this is how you correspond with other people around the world, right? Like I said, I grew up in a small town. My brother didn't know anything about that. Mm-hmm. My friends, if there was. I remember writing, I think I wrote like Jesse from Terrorizer and like Nick Gay from Entombed, but I think because that's when I first wrote Entombed, I remember that's when I found out what a IRC was. Oh yeah, I'm like, what's an IRC? Yeah, I went to the post office and, hey, can I get an IRC here? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, so I remember sending them like the 2 IRCs and all that, and it was here and there, but it wasn't like I wasn't like that deep into it because, again, I wasn't exposed to other people that were doing that as much. But eventually when I got a little older, I started trading like in the early '90s with other friends or other people that and we would also do this, like you said, your parents would make like compilation tapes of their 7 inches or whatever. We did the same thing too, so kind of like a friend growing up, if he bought something, I wouldn't buy it because I would just tape it from him, kind of, because it's not like we had money just to fucking burn.
Do you remember what your first 7-inch EP was?
Oh, I don't, but that I'm trying to remember. It had to have been, because that's still, to me, the 7-inch is, to me, it's the perfect underground format, I think, just because it was affordable, and you could sometimes get 2 bands on a 7-inch for $4, right? So
not anymore, but yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, well, yeah, but back when you could send out $4 and get a 7-inch, shipped. But I don't remember. It had to be something like maybe an Agathocles 7-inch or something.
Yeah.
Something like that, because I was always a cassette guy. It was either an album or a demo tape or something, but not like vinyl. Probably when I was like 16 or 17, maybe is when I started actually buying vinyl. So like 91, around there. Mm-hmm. And But man, I don't remember. Well, actually, Sam from Hideous Manglers is here. I think one of their 7 inches was one of the earlier ones that I got. I remember.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
okay.
the
Thrash Records.
yeah, it was the Thrash Records one, that green one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the first 7 inches that I remember. Like some AC stuff. Just early stuff. You know, I was really into the grind and like extreme grind stuff when I was.
Records from Germany type stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I used to trade with Morbid Records actually, because
Oh
when
yeah.
I used to have like I had a little small label back in
Oh,
the '90s, and I would trade with his name was Olaf from Morbid Records, and
okay.
yeah, but I would do trading stuff like that with other labels and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I've been involved some way or another in the in the underground scene, uh, be it buying stuff, recording demos, or having a label, having a band,
Yeah.
for a long, for probably since, like I said, '89 was a huge year for me, as far as the underground stuff. Discovering. Well, I say local bands. I live an hour south of Houston, but
Okay.
Houston was the local bands for me.
Yeah.
And but no, I had a friend that was pretty influential also, that I met when we were like in, I don't know, 6th grade. He was also an artist. He would draw all the puss head
Oh yeah.
designs and whatnot. So yeah. So, but being in such a small town, it's that's why, like I said, I truly believe that this type of music will find you no matter where you're at.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, it's worldwide. I mean, even when I think to some of the people who've reached out for art just from countries I wouldn't ever imagine
yeah, man.
even has access to metal music.
Do you remember the first letter wherever, like outside of the U.S., who it came from for anything, like
Yeah.
either a demo or something?
Yeah, I do. I wish I saved that stuff, but I didn't.
Yeah, me either.
So a few come to mind. I want Abysmal Desolation. I think was the first magazine I picked up, and I want to say that was a European fanzine. And then Putrefying Mass from the Netherlands was an underground fanzine I picked up early on.
Yeah.
In terms of demos, like I remember being in touch pretty frequently with Necrovicius, Stefan from
Oh
Verathron.
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
So yeah, that may have been like the first overseas demo I got. That or the Rotting Christ. Um, what is it? At 80s Wings or something? Wings or
Oh
something.
yeah, 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 yeah. That
It's like
3-song demo.
yeah, it's like a third or fourth demo or something that they put out.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
guess I was thinking more of who ordered like your first demo or whatever. Do you remember?
jeez, I have no idea. I I
Yeah.
have no clue. I know we got like so I played in a death metal band called Excrescent with my twin brother. We
Yeah.
put a couple demos out, and that was in the early '90s. And I mean, we were in mostly American underground fanzines, but there's a couple. Like I think I have a few from like there's Mexico,
Oh,
Colombia,
nice.
uh, Estonia, Lithuania, just parts of Europe. So mostly American, though I would say is
Yeah.
most of our contacts were in the U.S., but we had some overseas.
Yeah. Well, the reason I ask, because it's like such a cool and like kind of odd feeling whenever there's, because I remember when me and my buddy Ray started doing stuff. I guess he was more involved in the mail stuff when we first started.
Mhm.
And it's funny you mentioned Excrescent, because there was a guy from Costa Rica that like
Oh,
wrote us for a demo, and I'm like, this is like the wildest fucking thing
yeah,
ever. It's
yeah,
such a like it's hard to explain, I guess, but it's a very cool feeling that some crazy guy from Costa Rica just decided to write you a letter and say, hey man,
yeah,
you guys want to trade demos or something like that. So
yeah.
uh,
it is a little weird. I mean, but now with back then, especially, I think it was maybe a little more surprising. And when I think back, even
Yeah.
just thinking I'm like a teenager writing to all these people from all over the world, and then I remember like one dude was on death row, one guy was in jail for like second degree murder. So we're running to people
Oh fuck.
were teenagers. I mean, it's funny because in my head it didn't matter. Like we are just talking about music through our
Yeah.
exchanges and tape trading, and or maybe somebody ran a zine, stuff like that. So out of their prison cell or whatever.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was like that Mike Diana guy,
yeah,
right? He wasn't he locked up? Yeah.
yeah, he did the. It's funny. He actually, I did the LP version of the Autopsy album, and he did the CD version cover,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right.
like a Hammerheart repress of their Ridden with Disease, something like that. It's been a while, but yeah,
Yeah,
Mike.
look, like Sam said, someone from Siberia ordered a hideous Manglish demo. That's what I'm saying. That's just that only happens. That only happens in the underground extreme music
Yeah,
scene. You know what
yeah.
I mean? It's like,
It's crazy that it's before the internet or YouTube or anything, any social media.
yeah,
That's just mind blowing. Is how does somebody in Siberia hear about your band?
right, hideous Manglish.
It's
Oh yeah, but I remember. Have you? Somebody just mentioned. I was trying to think of the documentary they did on Mike Diana, that Boiled Angel. Have you ever seen that?
I don't know that I have.
Oh wow,
I
yeah, it's
remember
actually
hearing,
pretty cool.
I remember hearing about his
Yeah,
story, and it was really interesting. But I don't think I was
yeah,
ever in touch with him.
yeah.
Um,
He the odd thing about it was cool, but the odd thing about it was Jello Biafra was like the narrator for some freaking reason. I don't know. It
oh,
was
okay.
kind of weird. It was kind of weird, but it was cool. It's real cool though. If you ever get a, just talks about him, his life and being basically fighting for freedom
Yeah,
of speech
yeah.
and all that. You know, freedom of expression and all that
Good
stuff.
for him for doing that.
Yeah, yeah. No, he was he. They put him through hell, man, in that little small town, through freaking hell. Um,
That's rough.
but yeah. Uh, so and this is just I can't draw a stick figure or anything. I have zero ability in that. So what do you think? How is somebody able to translate like something you do onto paper? Because physically, I can draw the lines and do all that. What is it that allows you or somebody like you to be able to do that? What do you think? What do you think that is? Because I don't know.
Oh, I think well, it's just like exercising a muscle. You do it enough times, you get it's second nature. So a lot of it really just comes down to practice. It's never about perfecting; it's about the practice part of practicing. So you do it a lot, it gets easier. However, there is something to be said about the creative process where you're able to take a concept or multiple concepts and somehow tell a story trapped in a moment. And that's essentially what a 2D drawing is, right? Like ink on paper.
Yeah,
It's a flat. It's just a brief story, and whatever that story might be, it's up to the viewer to really interpret it. But
yeah,
a lot of it a lot of it is with intent because especially when you're working for a client, they have ideas too, and you're just trying to take that idea and then translate it through your own lens as a visual artist. So the idea is that you come to the table as an artist, as a visual creative, to bring your own technique, your own style, your own unique artistic voice, and everybody's artistic voice is unique to themselves. You you hear about copycats, blah blah, all that. It doesn't matter. There's that's still the only person who can make what that person is able to.
right.
So
Absolutely.
it's still unique to them. But a lot of it is regurgitation because when you look at aesthetics and design, it's all been repeated. It's just how it's packaged, right? So you find a way to package it, and that's essentially what I guess that's the best way I could describe what I do is I'm taking a loose concept and I'm packaging it in my own way, and that's
Yeah.
the only way it can be done because that's the only way I know how to do it. If that makes
What
sense. But
would you say? People who are artists, uh, is it like photographic memory kind of thing? Is it?
it's not an eidetic memory thing, and it's crazy. I've met people like that, and they're unreal what they can retain. But
Yeah.
but no, I don't think it's that. I think it's a way of thinking. There's like some people like I'll give myself as example. I'm terrible at mathematics. It's just not my thing. It's too it's maybe too logical. And artists, generally speaking, not all artists, but a lot of artists tend to be more emotive creatures and sensitive to the world around them.
Yeah.
And the ability to have that heightened sensitivity, I think, permits an artist to think a little bit differently and maybe partake in that creative process in an easier way than maybe somebody who's more rigid and logical. And not to say that I don't value reason, because I absolutely value reason and logic. It's just that I'm not wired that way, so I have to work
Yeah.
harder to utilize reason and logic. So a lot of it's just intuition, feelings, if you will. so, so I don't know how to explain it. It's funny. I've never really had
Yeah.
it articulated before in words, but that's the best way I could probably do it, is that you just have a heightened sensitivity and you engaged in a process of turning. I guess the way I think about it, sorry to digress a little bit, the way I think about it is that there are consumers and there are creators, and the creators do the consuming also, but it's fun to be on the side of the creator, because you're not just sitting around playing with whatever somebody else made. You're playing with what you made. And
Yeah.
I think there's some joy in that, having that ability to essentially create your own visual realm or world, and being able to share that out to folks and for people to engage in it however they might engage in it. In this case, like what I'm doing and what a lot of other artists in the scene are doing, is you're engaging in the process of essentially commercial art, right? You're trying to entice the person who sees the album cover to listen, to press play on a record player or a cassette player or whatever. So that's part of the goal. But and that's just a little wedge in the process.
Yeah.
The creative process, I think, is just something you practice. It's like a part of your brain that you exercise, just like drawing is, just like muscle memory and cognitive things. Um, and to be quite honest, like I like the sketch, when you working on a sketch is the hardest part, because you're trying to build the bones and the structure of the piece, and that
Yeah.
has to be strong to be successful, to be visually successful. A lot the process of sketching is the hardest part, and the easiest part is actually inking the piece, because that's when the mind goes into a meditative state. You're just following your second nature, and
Hmm.
to me, that's the most pleasurable part, because you get lost in the process. So hopefully that makes some sense. I'm just it's
Yeah. No, I get it. Would you say you're I guess it takes patience
it does
to be able to do.
it does.
Are you overall a patient person, or is it
Yeah.
just
Oh yeah.
certain things you're patient with?
Oh, no, I'm an overall very patient person. I mean, my son has special needs. He needs assistance with a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
self-help skills and things like that. So that alone requires a lot of patience. So there's that, and the practice of drawing. It's one of those things where I can draw and be interrupted constantly. It's fine. Like I can sit
Yeah.
down for a minute. If I have to get up and do something, it's cool. I can sit back down for 3 minutes, keep drawing, get up again. You know what I mean? I'm cool with that. But there is some joy in being able to carve out that time to, oh, here I have 3 hours. I'm just going to draw for 3 hours until my hand cramps up. And that to me, that's a nice form of escapism, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Totally.
yeah. It does require patience for sure.
Do
Yeah.
you have any like muscle hand issues or anything?
Just calluses. My
Okay.
no, thankfully I haven't had any like issue like carpal tunnel. I have had a little bit of numbness here and there, just aging, and like my eyes are starting to get jacked up too. So just
Yeah.
aging stuff, aging issues more so than
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
anything.
Totally.
But yeah. Fortunately, I haven't had to deal with any kind of problems like that. Thankfully, but it might be in my future. Who knows?
Yeah. What was I gonna say? So getting into music. I remember it was my buddy Kerry who's in the chat now. I remember hearing. I think he bought the Soil Bleeds Black album, "The Kingdom and Its Fate." and I think we heard it from through the Absu guys. I think they may have mentioned it or something.
Yeah,
Maybe that album came out what, like 95, 96.
96. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so it was yeah, it was some tape. He got a tape, a
yeah,
demo. That's
yeah.
right. Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say like Russ was probably one of the longest lasting people I was in touch with in the underground scene. So
Yeah.
yeah, we've collaborated on a well, you might already know that we collaborated.
Okay. Yeah, that was a demo. That's what it was. He's here. It was because the world is so untrue.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so that's I remember. I remember hearing it, and I don't know if it was just the right place at the right time, but that shit like hit us like instantly. It was one of those things where we heard it like, wait, this is there's nothing. I'd never heard anything like this before at that time, and we were like, dude, what is this? And next thing you know, we're just playing it a lot and listening to it a lot, and it was there was I hadn't heard anything else like it at the time, and I think you guys were one of the I guess first ones to delve into that type of. Well, I was going to ask you. I don't remember hearing anything called dungeon synth back then. Is that like a new term?
yeah. It's a newer phenom. I think if I remember correctly, I did pick up the book about the history of Dungeon Synth, and
Yeah.
excuse me.
Wait, you had to pick up a book about the history of it,
Yeah, I'm
and
just
you.
curious, what all was in there. And it was written by it was the guy who ran, is it Ancient Meadows Records, I think. It was his label's defunct, but I think he authored that book. It's really
Okay.
expensive, but in terms of like the content, there's a lot of stuff in there. But he touched on some of that early. I would say that Mortis is probably I would consider the progenitor, but the coining of
Yeah.
the term dungeon synth wasn't until I think I want to say like 2010 is what I read in the book. Somebody posted, somebody had a blog or something that referenced it, and I think that's where it caught on. But before we just called it, it's weird because looking back at that project, for those who are watching and don't know what the hell it is, it was like what we coined the term neo medieval music, and it was
Yeah.
basically like mostly synth based, and then later more traditional instrument based, uh,
Yeah.
medieval inspired, folkloric inspired music, in terms of themes and sounds. And so
Yeah.
it got lumped into essentially the gothic industrial scene is where I think we kind of found our home in terms of finding a scene to be a part
Yeah.
of. And you hear other expressions like dark ambient, dark wave, which is coined by Project Records, and what else? I think like neofolk was sort of like an adjacent scene, also. I think to what we were doing, but yeah. So we didn't know what else to call it, so we just called it neo medieval, kind of play off the neofolk
Yeah.
terminology.
And the medieval sounds. I've always been a fan of like medieval sounds and music, and that's probably what hooked me in right away because it was all over the soil bleeds black stuff, and but man, we would to this day, it's like, dude, fucking soil bleeds black, dude. Fucking, I used to have a sticker. It was like a gold sticker that had the logo on it, and I used to have that on my guitar along with like other like metal and grindcore bands or whatever. That's the one. That's the one, dude. I had that fucking sticker.
This is
Yep.
so nerdy, man. I kept a binder of all of our stuff, like
Oh, nice.
ads and stuff like that. So there's some relics in here, man. It was weird looking at it the other day. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, I actually have a binder like that of stuff that I've done over the years as
Yeah,
well. But
I've never done that for any of my other bands. I don't know why I felt compelled to do it for that project in particular, but yeah, it was. I mean, the project is defunct, so it's no
yeah,
longer active. But but it was an interesting journey. It made me think. It had some content and some substance because we had to study some of these Arthurian legends and some things that took place in the Middle Ages. Now, a lot of it, granted, it's been several years since I've done that project, so a lot of it's left my brain. But I remember having to do research to construct lyrics and things like that. And
yeah,
um, on one of the albums, we did a lot of cover tunes of what were like traditional Baroque or Renaissance and medieval tunes. And that was fun because I forced me to learn how to play something by ear, and to do my own version of it was a good healthy challenge, I think, musically.
Is that what kind of made you want to, I guess, try that? Because, like I said, at the time, I don't remember anybody, other than like Mortis, and I think Equitan had some similar, not really exactly like it, but along in the ballpark with it. What was it? What was it that? Said,
So
well, I should try this.
I think the catalyst was one of my buddies in high school. He was a metalhead, but he worked at a local Tower Records, and he was in charge of the import section there. And so he would do all kinds of like weirdo stuff into it. And he let me borrow this one. It was I think it was an Austrian Swiss. I think one of the members was Austrian, the other is Swiss, and it's called The Moon Lay Hidden Beneath a Cloud, which surprisingly I saw Hell's Headbangers is carrying a bunch
what?
of albums. I'm like, what the hell? How'd that end
I'm gonna have to look into that, dude. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Surprising. But yeah, so Moonlight Hidden Beneath a Cloud was a 2-piece, and they were experimental, like martial, industrial / medieval type stuff, all created with samples and spoken word, some chanting. And the girl on the project, I apologize because her name leaves me right now, but she would do all this like hand calligraphy for all the lettering on all the releases, so that there was a minimal quality to their packaging that was appealing, but they were all through this label called Arthur's Round Table, and they were distributed by World Serpent, which is kind of like the I don't know how to say it, like the gods of the neo folk scene at the time. They were a pretty prominent label, carried a lot of important bands like Death and June and Soul and Wictus and stuff like that, Backworld, Current 93, Coil, stuff like that. So they were getting distributed by World Serpent, and my buddy happened to get some copies of their stuff. So when I heard it, it caught my interest, and that coupled with growing up with movies like Kroll and Dragon Slayer and things of that nature, the swords and sorcery type films from the 80s. I think that kind of played a role too, in terms of that combined with hearing these sounds for the first time really inspired us, my brother and I, to move in that direction. But yeah, so eventually, like other bands too, like not just Moonlight Hidden Beneath the Cloud, but Sopor Eternus and the Ensemble Shadows, Ordo.
Oh yeah, Sopor Eternus. That I remember that name.
Ordo Ocatum Solis, Camerata Medio Lenens, Sangria Cavalum, all these bands from all over the world. Ataraxia from Italy was a big one for us that I really enjoyed and found inspirational. So just finding these other bands too that were playing in a similar style or similar genre, it made the project feel, I guess, safer, because there are other bands doing similar things we discovered around, in Europe and just around the world in general.
Yeah, that was. So my buddy Kerry's in the chat. I guess he said you use a lot of Excalibur samples.
Yeah, I think we did. So Trevor Jones did the soundtrack for that film, and I think we did a variant on one of the tunes on one of our albums at one point. But yeah, that was a huge inspiration. And yeah, we did use samples in our tracks quite a bit too. Some of them some of the sounds we made ourselves, and some of them we sampled, which in retrospect was probably a bad idea considering like rights issues and stuff like that.
Nowadays, yeah. Well, and that's what I was gonna say. You could do that then without many issues.
Yeah, when you're a dumb kid too, you just don't know any better, and you don't know. I probably shouldn't be doing that.
Right. Yeah. He said the demo has a song right off the movie. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He so for those of you, how about we let them listen to a song off the Kingdom and its Fate, because if you guys have never heard this is honestly one of my all-time favorite musical fucking releases ever, and it's just one of those things. No, I'm not. I'm fucking serious.
I think
Carrie and I are like fucking just freaks for The Soil Bleeds Black, dude. And ever since we heard that he got that demo, we're just like, dude, this shit fucking rules. And so I've been selling off my vinyl stuff, because I really don't sit around. Don't really have much time to sit around and listen to the records anymore. But I still have my gatefold that Kingdom and its Fae LP. So that's still here. But so I wanted to hear this song. It's the second track. I mean, I've played it before because sometimes I just play music on the show, and I usually when I play it, people are like, "What the fuck are you playing?" I mean, not in a bad way, but like, "Oh, where did this come from?" But I fucking love this shit.
Okay.
I will fucking it doesn't matter. I love this shit. And this is a song, and I think this is, where's it at? There we go. So let's listen to this. If you've never heard Soil Bleeds Black, you're gonna listen to it right now. And this is actually the first full length album they did, '96, I believe. So let's check it out. And all right, so I'm gonna cut it. There's a little. It still keeps on going, but yeah, dude. Hell yeah, that's the one I have.
Yeah, the cool thing about this is Roger over at Cold Meat. So this is on actually a sub-label of Cold Meat, but this is pretty cool. They did the
Yeah, dude.
side, and then the artwork on the back, if I remember correctly, connects to the form of a drawing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So one interesting little nuance about this you have the vinyl edition, there's a bonus track called "Under the Willow," and this a college classmate of mine, because we recorded this when we were in college in our dorm room. Um,
I was
yeah,
gonna ask you about the.
yeah. So she came over and did guest vocals on this one tune. It's only a bonus track on the vinyl edition. She's actually an actress now. She played Olivia in The Walking Dead for like a season or two, and she was.
Whoa,
I took my daughter
damn,
to see Five Nights at Freddy Part Two or whatever in the theater. She ended up
yeah,
being me too. I was like, what the hell? I know that. I know her. So she's an actress now. Um,
crazy.
yeah. This is done in our dorm room. Like all of our stuff, I think was essentially recorded in the dorm room. At least the early stuff was. But,
So what did you use to record? I was gonna ask.
so that was a 4 track.
Holy crap!
Yeah, and
A lot of bouncing, I'm guessing.
yeah, and we eventually actually Cole Mead sent us like $800 or something like that,
Wow.
and we went and bought an 8 track analog studio and continued recording on that. Then eventually we moved on to a 24-track digital studio, and then now everything is just like if I want to do something, it's just on a software program. But man, I forgot. I don't even remember how to use any of that stuff. All that old.
I recorded on. I literally the last. I think the last thing I recorded on a 4 track was probably 29. I was still recording on 4 track up until like 2019, man.
Wow.
So, yeah, man. Cassette.
Yeah, dude, that's wild, man.
Yeah. I mean, because that's all I knew, and I was like, I don't want to go for what I do. I was like, I don't want to go to the fucking studio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, but it blows my mind with so much going on that I'd imagine the bouncing and mixing had to be a pain in the ass.
It was some of it the keyboard. So all of that album was predominantly just keyboard driven. Later on, we started using like different like wind instruments and stringed instruments and stuff like that to achieve the songwriting. So
Yeah.
that required more takes and more like layers of um, of uh, of like sound to build the songs up.
Yeah.
Whereas the keyboard would retain a lot of that the songwriting, and you just plug the keyboard in. It's just one track, you know. And then,
Oh, okay.
so then if we want to add stuff like sound effects or whatever, we can or voice, and we could add that later. That's why that album's very raw sounding. You know, a lot of the early stuff's very raw sounding, but just because we're still learning how to use the equipment too, I'd say.
So the vocals are forgive me if I say this wrong, but Eugenia Houston?
Yeah, Wallace now. That's
Oh,
her.
Wallace. Okay.
Yeah, so she's a friend of ours, good friend of ours in college, and she did all the voice for the project. I did some backup here and there, and then for some of the later material that we worked on, we also uh, solicited Don Smith from a local band called Rain Fell Within. They were a doom band on Dark Symphonies, the Ted from the Crypt, Autumn Tears, all that stuff. His old label. I don't know. They still do Dark Symphonies? He might. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, I remember that label.
They're one of his bands. They're like a gothic doom band. And so she came and she's like trained to sing opera, so she did some vocals on some of the later material. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, just
What does she do now? Because her voice was incredible, man.
Eugenia? Oh, she doesn't
Yeah.
sing. Yeah, she doesn't sing at all.
Oh man.
She's playing the role of mom and
Oh.
working, just basic adult stuff, which is cool. But
Yeah.
she never like pursued music or anything like that, like outside of. I think we helped her record a couple tunes that she wrote during our last year of college. But other than that, I don't know if she's musical at this time. But yeah, she was definitely a key element to the band, and
Yeah.
was kind enough to lend her voice on the recordings.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've always from the second my buddy Kerry got that demo, it's like this shit rules. It just hit at the right time.
Yeah,
One of those things that it was something different, something to change the pace, something to, because what 94, 95 was, a lot of extreme
Oh yeah,
metal music,
yeah.
So
One of the parts,
to
even when it's kind of interesting because I rode that line too between the underground metal scene, but then engaging in the gothic underground scene too, like that genre, death rock, all those things, and
yeah,
having to try to strike that balance or move between both is a really similar kind of experience in terms of like how the scenes function, but they're just completely different styles of music.
yeah.
There's a little bit of cross pollination, but very different, different kinds of fans. Uh, but it was a good experience with the project. It was a different kind of creative outlet from doing metal, and
Yeah.
certainly a departure for sure. But I think it ran its course, and it just kind of faded away. I don't know how to describe it. It's just a project that sort of just faded out of interest. Like, I don't know
So
that I could go back and do something now.
yeah, I was gonna say, listening to that. When was the last time you actually heard that?
Oh God, probably at least 15, 20 years maybe. Yeah.
So what were you thinking? What were your thoughts as that song was, or were you even listening to it?
Yeah, no, it's funny you asked that because I did have thoughts about it. I was like, I was worried, is this going to be one of the stupid fucking cheesy ass songs on the album that just absolutely sucks? I liked the constant change in the progression
Yeah.
of the song. There's a lot happening in it, and I that song was completely out of my memory at this point until I heard it again.
Wow. Dun, dun, dun,
So
dun, 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 dun. Man, that's yeah, that's a
yeah,
really good one.
so I mean, yeah, it's got energy, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Still very raw in its production, but when I hear the dungeon synth stuff that I listen to now, I'm like, yeah, it could fall into that category. It could play,
Right.
in the same field with those projects, and um, yeah, I mean, it's just a thing of the past at this point, a relic that collects dust, and maybe a memory for some people, and it just the project. I guess it found some mild success in a way. We were able get some to work with some good labels and get some good publicity in magazines overseas. I think we actually got invited to a Wave Treffen once, which is the biggest Gothic fest in
Wow.
Europe, and we turned it down because obviously we're students. We're like we can't just give up school and go overseas for the fest. At least that
Yeah.
was my thinking then.
I was
Uh,
trying to remember the labels. It was like Cold Meat,
yeah, we worked with Drake.
Dark Age, or
Yeah, Dark Age was something that we did with uh, Bard from Cronos Woods and
yeah,
Russ from at Proscriptor,
yeah,
and we did that for a couple of years, putting out cassette releases and just doing obviously some of our own projects through that moniker. But yeah, we signed with Draenor, which was a sub of Napalm Records
oh
in
yeah,
the mid '90s, and then we did a couple of like EPs with we did one with a German label called Lichtbringer, which eventually folded and Prophecy Productions took their stock, and then Old Europe Cafe, which is more like an experimental Italian label, and then we signed with World Serpent and put a couple albums out through them, and then we kind of faded after that, and the material we were working toward an album about the Children's Crusades,
yeah.
and it was like half finished and it never got completed. So that's the stuff that Dark Age Productions released a couple of years ago on cassette. So that all that
Oh yeah,
stuff
yeah, yeah.
saw the light
That's
of
right.
day.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was listening to that the other day actually. So yeah, I've never stopped listening to it. It's just one of those things that
It's
will
cool.
will
Yeah, no,
always have. I'll always find time for the Soil Bleeds Black. It's just
I appreciate that. I mean, I feel like that's sort of a long forgotten project. It's kind of I'm actually kind of surprised that people even care about it now.
oh, dude. I mean, like I said, it's me and my buddy Kerry and another buddy of ours, Ray. We just that shit was like when we heard that, it was like, yeah, dude, this rules. This is like just what we need right now at this time. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool that I'm able to talk to you about it, because I know you. I've never heard anybody ask you about it, like,
No,
recently anyway.
no, nobody asked me about that project. Because anybody even knows I was in it. Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. That
yeah.
was
So I mean, that's like I said, because of the Apsu guys, we were like able to find out, I guess, about the band. So that was
yeah.
it was always cool. But some bands started incorporating a lot of medieval sounds, like metal bands, like
Yeah.
Disaster,
Oh
and
yeah.
bands like that started putting that into metal music.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Occupying. There's a lot of projects that kind of incorporate. Even when you look at like folk metal, you hear some of those traditional native instruments
yeah,
being incorporated. Gives it that sort of vibe to it. But yeah. It's like I said, it was just a moment in I guess my musical history, and there's some stuff from that project is very embarrassing. That there's stuff in all. I mean, maybe most musicians have that level of criticism, but there's a lot of stuff I published where I'm like, I wish I didn't do that, but whatever. It's too late now. It's out in the wild, so you can't take it back. You just have to accept that that's just part of your musical journey and leave it at that.
yeah.
But
Well, I mean, I for one am glad you created that, and for all those years, because it's like I said, what 30 something years now that I've been
years
listening
ago,
to it, and
yeah,
and so let's talk about this briefly, since you mentioned Russ.
yeah,
Uh, Equimanthorn. You
Steve,
were you were you were on a couple of releases with these two
yeah,
guys here.
yeah.
Um, what memories do you have of working with those two guys back then?
Oh, yeah, that was an interesting project. So Equimanthorn, obviously, I first learned of them through. Actually, now that I think about it, you're talking about some of the earliest people I wrote to. I think one of the first people I was in touch with overseas was Panos, who ran a magazine called Decapitated Zine. But he also, this is if my memory serves me correctly, he also ran Unisound Records, and Unisound was the one who put out that debut Equimanthorn full length, and it was just the
Oh yeah, yeah,
absolute ass. So having been in touch with Absu since probably around 92, uh, we were in touch with Russ and then later on with Ray,
yeah,
Eggplant. And and we having some somewhat similar interests in occultism and just like some of the same similar musical nuances too. And I remember Russ would send me a bunch of tapes too of some old like '70s prog bands like Elor and or Horselips and stuff like that. So
horse lips. Yes.
Curved Air, all these like really kind of in my head like what seemed to be pretty obscure stuff. And I just knew he had sort of. I would describe him as probably like one of the more eclectic people I've ever come across in the scene. I don't
No doubt.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe him, but we would talk on the phone sometimes too, if I recall correctly. But anyway, I don't even remember how it happened. If he extended a formal invitation, I think he did. I think he was trying to compile some songs for their follow up from the debut, and
Yeah.
I have it. I can't remember who published it, but I think I did some like flute parts and stuff like that on the second album, if I remember correctly, and then my brother and I were more involved with the two that followed,
Yeah.
and then I think they put a final one out that I don't think I participated on, if I remember correctly. And I apologize because I should know the discography of the bands I participated in, but it's been a long ass time. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
I know, and I'm not. I was never heavily involved in Equimanthorn, but musically being able to provide more of a like Eastern kind of sound to the mix, I think it's a cool experiment. I don't know how else to describe it, and it was a very collaborative thing too, where we had people from was it Chastain and Malakesh and Zamail were all part of it, so it was
Yeah.
kind of a mixed bag of musicians contributing parts and pieces to the project. But I would say the Apsu guys were definitely the spearheading it. Equitant and Proscriptor spearheading the content, thematics, and all that.
Yeah. Have you seen that Equitan's actually doing? He has like 2 live performances coming up. Have you
Oh,
seen
really?
that?
For a solo?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, like the Equitan. Like I think he's supposed to do like the
the old stuff?
carry. Like yeah, he's supposed to like do the lands of
Oh,
whatever that demo is called.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, Ithol or whatever it was called.
yeah.
I think he's gonna. Yeah, it's in November. It's all. Yeah, it's a good ways away, but I think it's in California somewhere. Somebody
Oh,
asked him.
no, that's
Somebody asked him to do it,
yeah.
and he's
No,
doing like that stuff, and he's doing the later more.
like the electronic. Play?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So he's doing
That's
2
cool.
sets.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, whoa.
Well, it got a lot of that. So that Dungeon Synth book I picked up, Equitank got a lot of love in that book. A
Oh,
lot of
okay.
references to his release as being a really strong focus point in terms of like the getting that genre moving. And it's cool that he's getting some attention for that finally.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of the earlier ones, right?
Yeah, for sure. I would say so.
He
Yeah,
and Mortis and
yeah, yeah.
or Mortis. My buddy Carrier will correct me if I don't say Mortis.
Oh, really?
No, but yeah, Mortis. What was that? What was that demo? The song of the long forgotten ghost.
Oh,
I think that was his first demo. Mortis's first demo. I remember
really?
seeing.
I don't think I've ever heard that. I just
Really, it's like I think the song was like 18 minutes long.
okay.
Just
Yeah.
one track.
I think I had the debut from was it Malignant Records or Malicious Records, and
Yeah, malicious.
yeah, some of the follow-on stuff from Cold Beat.
Yeah, he did a lot of wild stuff. He did Vond. He did
On stuff, yeah.
Fata Morgana. Remember that one?
Yes.
Or no, that was the Satyricon guy, I think.
No,
Or was it Mortis?
right. I think it was Fata Morgana, and the Satyricon guy did what was it Neptune Towers?
Oh yeah, and Wangraven.
That's the Dark Throne guy. Yeah, Juan Graven was a Satyricon dude.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
Neptune Towers was Fenriz. That's right.
Fata Morgana was Havard's project, and I'm trying to think what else he did. The Bond and the Mortis stuff, obviously. I thought he did another one too, but I can't recall the name.
Yeah, probably so. I just remember Vond and
Yeah,
there was something else.
yeah,
The Vaughn is the one that had like the photo of him like in the bathtub.
yeah. I remember that on vinyl. Ken from Ken's Death Metal Crypt. He's. I don't know if you remember Ken.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I think he sent me to that stuff on vinyl. I had it on CD, but he was parting ways with the vinyl version.
Yeah. A friend of mine, Ray, he's got that. He's got that on a shirt.
Oh God. Yeah.
I was like, dude, no way you're wearing that, dude. But yeah, man, it's cool. It's cool that those guys, the Apsu guys. I mean, I've said it before, but those guys were very important and vital in the U.S. scene because you know, back in the day, like back in those days, like the European guys, people were like, U.S. scene, this sucks and all that. But those guys were at the forefront of all that, and I think I don't know if they get that credit that I rightly deserve. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. They're pretty much obviously one of the staples of American black metal. I know there's a lot of stuff like West Coast stuff that's come out. I've always really loved the Absu stuff, especially even the newer stuff I like too. But my favorite part of the debut. It's kind of more death metal, honestly. But then they went that speed metal direction, thrash metal direction. But they put out some really good albums and really just insanely fast songwriting.
Well, the first album it's total immolation with like black metal vocals. That's what it is.
Worship, that's why I like it. It's very unique sounding.
Yeah, man. So let me see. What do I have here?
Congrats. I saw that Decay you guys are playing in Czechia, right?
Yeah, we're playing that Obscene Extreme Fest.
Is that the first time you guys have played a big fest like that?
Yeah, dude. I mean, we've only played like 5 shows total.
Oh,
but we've all collectively been playing. I mean, in our bass player, I saw his band play in like '92. You know, so
Oh wow.
uh, and JD, our drummer, he's played all over, basically all over the world. He's played places like Ukraine, and he's
Oh,
actually played that fest before. And then our vocalist Matt, he's been in bands since like the '90s as well. So we're not young, we're not
yeah,
spring chickens, if you will. But
yeah. Okay.
but yeah, it's funny because somebody mentioned that. It's like, dude, y'all played like 5 shows and you're already playing like this big fest.
No,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah.
That'll be good for the banner. Are you guys preparing to put something else out through Hells or
No, actually, our next release is actually, well, what's weird is our record release. We're doing a split LP with a band from Czech called Sick Sinus Syndrome. It's like a grindcore kind of carcassy kind of band,
yeah? Who's playing
and FOAD is releasing that,
Oh, cool. Okay, nice.
and he's going to be at the fest. He's like, well, we'll just release it at that fest. I'm like, all right, we've had it recorded for like months and months now. So,
Okay.
but yeah, we're doing that, and we're playing Justin's fest too.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that's right. Yeah, you're doing the Dead by Dog. Yeah.
yeah, we're doing all that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just I'm at a point in life where I'm like, why not? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like not getting any younger, so
Yeah, and
might
it's
as
good
well.
promotion for your band. I mean, you get on
Yeah,
that.
I mean, honestly, I don't really care too much about that. I just, I'm just at a point where I kind of want to dictate everything that we do. Not like, hey, you guys wanna play for with so and so on a Tuesday night? No, we don't. It's not gonna happen. I'm past all that.
Yeah.
I want to pick and choose wherever we play, or if somebody asks us, and oh, that sounds cool, we'll go do it. So if anybody wants us to play your town, then get a hold of me and we'll figure it out. But because I'm done really playing like local shows. We'll play Houston once a year, and that's it. It's like,
Oh,
man.
okay.
We just played like I don't know, a few weeks ago, and you
Oh
play
yeah,
once a year. It's cool.
those of More Than Red and
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was a show that I put together once a year, and
yeah, I think I see. I saw it on your channel. I think some of the footage. I think it was.
yeah. So it was cool. It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun, and I don't really care to book shows anymore. I used to, and it's like, nah, I'm past that too. So I just book my own band, and but yeah, no, that's it's gonna be crazy. I've never been to Europe,
Okay.
so but I think I played like Mexico City and like Guatemala City, and that's
Oh,
that's that's about it.
okay.
Or in the U.S. like Buffalo, New Orleans, like the first time I ever played. It's always been just Texas, and that's
Yeah.
about it. I've never.
Well, Texas is huge, and you guys have had a pretty damn strong scene, I'd say, for the past.
Yeah, it's doing okay right now, I would say.
Yeah.
Um, was it? Oh, so this band here, I really, until I started looking things up, I was like, wait, what's this band? I don't remember really hearing too much about this band.
Yeah.
This band has something fairly new out too, right? Didn't you just release something last year?
Yeah, we had an album come out at the beginning of last year. Yeah. Yeah, it was on through Iron Fortress Records. Oh yeah, it's just a small side project I do with this dude Adrian from Belgium. He plays mostly. He's got a lot of projects in his past,
Yeah.
mostly really like violent sounding black metal, barbaric kind of. I don't know, borderline. I don't want to call it war metal. That's probably a stretch, but mostly black metal centric stuff. And
Yeah.
he proposed doing a death metal side project years ago when I was doing artwork for one of his bands, and I was like, yeah, cool, we can try it. And so the premise was really just to focus more on like inspiration from early '90s demo tapes for the project, and
Yeah.
then it eventually progressed. It got a little bit more technical and weird in its songwriting, and it's I kind of use it as a blank canvas to do whatever I like whatever I want, I guess, musically. And Adrian provides like the lyrical content and the vocals.
Yeah.
He worked on some of the music. We did a split with the Ruins, and he did some of the songwriting for that split. But yeah, we've done splits with Ruins, Coffins, Father Befouled, Nucleus. I think. I hope I'm not missing anything. But and we cut a couple of full lengths. But yeah, it's just like more obscure side project, and it's just like weirdo avant garde death metal, semi technical maybe, but it's like the last one was heavily inspired by like weirdo tech thrash, like bands like Mordred and Megace and
Mordred.
Midas,
Oh
Midas,
my god.
Midas Touch, um, stuff like that, like weird, it's more like fringe type bands, but also like heavily inspired by Nocturnus, for example.
Oh
So
yeah.
So yeah, it's weird stuff. It's not for everybody. The vocal structures are weird. The music structures are weird. It's just a weirdo project, man. I don't know how to describe it. It's just weird. If you want something different that doesn't sound like everything else, check it out. But and
Well, that's what we're about to do right now. We're gonna listen to some of it.
shit,
Uh, we're about to listen to some of it right now. So this is a song. I guess this is a title track of the last album. It's a man.
yeah,
And
yeah.
let's listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dan Seagrave. I didn't know he was still doing stuff.
Oh yeah, he's very productive. Yeah.
Crazy. All right. So if you haven't checked this out, it sounds exactly like.
Choose the course that will choose for you. The way to live, not the way to die. Into the face, without any truth. Broken with the soul, to an essence burns. Focus for the wasted. For the most of the pain.
All right, there you go. You got a taste of it.
Yeah.
So if you dig what you heard, go listen to some more. Go get some of that stuff. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
I can definitely hear like some. Doesn't sound like Nocturnus, but kind of the influence of the maybe some of the riffing in that song, just kind of technical and
It's weird, man. I don't know how to-
yeah. Now the keys on that sound cool. It's like eerie sounding, and I thought, and I noticed that I can't believe I haven't asked you, but you play all the instruments in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't play drums. The drums are like program drums and stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay.
That's like one instrument I can't play. But yeah, I did the guitar and bass. Yeah, and the keyboards and stuff.
Yeah, and but
You're
I know you play a lot of instruments. I mean, it's like with Soil Bleeds Black stuff, you had to play a lot of
yeah, like
where did were you like In band? Were you like a band nerd?
Oh no, man! I had
No.
3 months of bass guitar lessons, and that's it.
Oh
it's,
wow.
um, it's just I don't know, man. It's just when you have a creative itch, you figure out a way to scratch it. I don't know.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree with that.
Yeah. So you
Uh,
just do what your intuition tells you. I don't like to. I haven't. So that album, that Macabre album, the one that you just played a tune from, was actually recorded during the pandemic. So it's
oh,
actually old material. It just never got published because I sat on it for about 2 or 3 years before I said, "Oh, I should probably do something with this." And I really haven't done any recording or songwriting for the past 3 years maybe,
oh
and
wow.
it's because I don't want to force it. I want to be able to feel inspired. It
Yeah.
needs to be natural. I don't want to force anything. So I've kind of taken a step back and just to be a fan and appreciate. And there's a lot of stuff out, right? And I'm not saying the scene is like oversaturated per se. There's a lot of stuff for sure, but there's a
Yeah.
lot of I feel like it would just be another. It would just get lost in all the noise of the stuff that's out now. So like, why would I bother even? I'll just take a break and be a fan. So unless I feel like I have something to say, either with words or music, then I'm just gonna be a bystander for the time being. But yeah, the Macabre stuff I think was the last thing I recorded uh, in terms of
Yeah.
being musically productive. But
Yeah. I mean, it's. I mean, I always say I'm going to like if I write stuff, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put the guitar down or whatever, just for a little while, and then like a week later, I'm like, all right, let's see, let's see if something comes up. But
yeah,
you know, because that's this and that are my outlets, right? So,
yeah.
um,
But you also probably have a vision too, like with Ether Decay. You probably have a
yeah,
very specific mold that you're trying to fit the project into. Not to say that you can't stray from that, but you probably have a vision, right? That you're trying to. There's
yeah,
some bands that you're probably thinking of in your head that like I want to pull those as one of my inspiration points, and then
yeah,
your thing. So unless you have that itch or that desire to create something or add to something that's out there already, it's like what, for me it's like what's the point?
right.
That's just the mindset I've resigned myself to at the moment. And unless, like I said, unless I have a specific thing to feel inspired by, I'm just gonna kind of sit on my hands for a while. So
Oh,
yeah,
I totally get it. I totally get it. I just, I don't know. I can't not. That's the way I'm wired. I can't. I have to do something, you know. So,
yeah, yeah,
um, whether even if it's just like shows, I had no intentions of playing shows with ETD, zero. And then he's like, all right, you know, let's play a show, and then it went great. So I was like, all right. But I enjoy the writing process and putting things together the
yeah.
most.
Oh yeah, same here. Yeah, the songwriting process is the most enjoyable part of it. And
Yeah,
that's you're asking about the creative process and drawing, and it's kind of similar. So I think you might know what that feels like being a songwriter, because just making a drawing is kind of the same. It's the same concept, right? The creative
yeah,
process is similar. It's just like when you watch. I don't know about you, but sometimes being a creative individual, I'll watch other stuff on TV, like whether it's like a fashion design contest, which is totally out of my realm, or like glass blowing, or like
hmm
just something outside of my comfort zone. But I like to. It's not so much about the theme; it's about watching the people be creative. That's what I find most interesting is how they're given an assignment and how do they attack it. You
oh
know,
yeah,
because
oh,
that's real true creativity at work. You know, being able to watch that unfold is fascinating to me still.
yeah. I actually do the same thing with watching. I mean, I have zero interest in what Metallica does or have been doing for since the '80s, right? But I will watch those bastards in the studio record, put together a song,
Yeah,
even if I don't like the song,
yeah,
just because I enjoy that creative process. That hey, how do these guys? What do they do? What do you know? How do they put the song together? And
yeah,
it traps me, and I guess it's more along. Not that I really care about the music. It's just all right. How are they working together? What you know? What is their thought process when they're trying to put together a song.
Yeah, and
And
what gets cut, what doesn't, why does it get cut? Stuff like that.
yeah,
It's really, and it's interesting too because you're looking at not just an individual, you're looking at a group of guys trying to
yeah,
engage in that creative process together, and it's teamwork, right? So,
yeah.
where the compromise is being made, and where are people being rewarded, and how are they deterring somebody from using let's say a particular riff or a note in a solo or something. How do they communicate with
Right.
each other? It is interesting, right?
No, yeah, like I said, they reel me in all the time. And for the biggest band there is, um, nobody puts out content more than Metallica does. And do they have to? Probably not, but they still do it.
Yeah,
And that's why, I don't want to get into this rant, but a lot of people don't like promoting their own stuff, which doesn't make any sense. I'm like, dude, Metallica's out there putting things out like every day, and they don't have to, but they still do it because I guess that's just who they are. I don't know. And yeah, they probably have teams of people doing it, but the fact that they're still putting things out there for me to watch them putting a song together. I mean, they don't have to do that. Who else does that? Nobody does that.
it's also a business too, which is a strange way to perceive it because it's music, it's a band, but it's also a business. And
Oh yeah, totally.
they need to keep your attention. And in the world that we live in right now, everybody's fighting for attention. So it's hard, and it's sort of like an obligation now you have as a creative to be able to partake somehow in that process of giving content out. And man, it's challenging for sure, but it's also, like I said, there's that business component, and so maybe that's why they feel some obligation to do those sort of things. And good on them. I mean, it's not,
Yeah.
there's no harm in it. So
No, I mean not at all. And along those lines, me and my buddy JD were talking earlier about how, I talk about promoting your stuff, but like labels nowadays. Hey, do you notice? And maybe it's just me and the way I like to see things done, but labels really, as soon as a release comes out, yeah, they'll talk about it for about a week or something, but after that, it's forgotten.
yeah. It's a lot of labels, not a lot, but some of the labels are doing like these quick turn kind of things where here's a release date, here's a heavy push for the promotion on it, and they feel like that's all they need. No, you're right. It should be more long term. I agree. Like some of the promotion campaigns are really too slim in terms of timing. How long it just like saturates with people because people are going to miss it if they're not paying attention.
Yeah, for that window, that week long window
Yeah,
that you may be talking
I'm
about it.
Yeah, and I don't even know, just because I haven't really worked too closely with labels and musically in quite a while, so I
Yeah.
don't even really know what all they're doing other than maybe a YouTube video. And there's probably a process for some labels, and I was asking Justin about that too the other day, when I was chatting with him, because they used to do those promo CDs, and when a release would come out, you'd send it to all the magazines to try to schedule interviews, and then the timing too. Like when you think about publications, and the magazines would trickle out at various times too, because they all have different like staggered release dates. So it gets to stew when a new release comes out. It gets to stew for a couple of months, right? Just by virtue of the way things worked back then. And now it's like I don't know. We put like a lyric video out, and and then like next week you do another lyric video, and then you're done. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that, and we were talking about along the lines of, okay, you released this band's album. Now they're playing for 2 weeks in the U.S. or whatever. What is the label doing to promote that tour?
Yeah,
Because it benefits them,
yeah, it does. Yeah,
and I don't see that anymore.
yeah. I did. It's a weird thing too now because and for bands they have that choice. Do they do everything on their own because they have the tools to do everything on
Yeah,
their own, or do they go with a label? And I think the only benefit with the label is that you have that one, the distribution, right, to all the other labels who carry product,
Yeah.
to the promotion, and you're kind of banking on that. And also, I guess a third bullet point would be uh, being associated with whatever artists are on that label too, whatever kind of um, reputation that label has for the kind of band that they sign. You get to be a part of that, and that's a plus also, right? A benefit. So you have these two paths you could take, I guess. So I don't know. I mean, I'm still personally lean on the side of signing with a label. You don't get to have as much product, but in hand to sell on your own, unless you're touring or
Yeah.
something, or request it or have a deal with the label to facilitate that. But I just, you have to think of how you value your time. Or do you want to be at the post office for weeks on end, or putting packages together, or do you want somebody else to do that? And
Yeah.
so I think it depends on where you are in your music career too, what you want to tolerate. So that's a big part of it.
Yeah. I just, like I said, it's just something I've noticed, and I mean, I think if labels are honest with themselves, they'll say, yeah, I don't think we spend that much time in that, um, promoting bands, doing shows, or doing a tour or whatever. It's just, I don't know. It's just, especially the way things are so easy to put up there for the world to see. You would
Oh
think there'd be a little more effort in that,
yeah, yeah,
but whatever. Uh, and labels, as you said, are, yeah, they're good for getting stuff, especially nowadays with postage prices, to other countries and all that. Yeah, that's definitely a good thing. But the difference between a mid-level label and a small label, to me, isn't really that much difference, other than maybe they could press more records.
yeah, yeah,
You know.
or get better distribution, but that's probably
Yeah, exactly. So, but it all depends on what you want to do with your band too, I guess. Because
yeah, whatever your intent is. Yeah.
yeah. What? Oh, somebody asked about Fetid Zombie. Is there any new Fetid Zombie on the horizon?
I mean, I have 3 tracks that I've been sitting on for quite a while. Um, I never did anything with them. I like them. They're a little bit doomier. And I guess I kind of think of like My Dying Bride's first demo, kind of in that world, maybe a little bit. Um, but that was a couple of years ago. I worked on those. I mean, I would like to at some point, but it's right now. It's on hold, I guess, until I feel like doing something else. I think the one album I put the most effort into was a Transmutations album, which was put out by Transcending Obscurity,
Yeah.
like 2019, maybe something like that. So it's actually been a couple of years already. Damn, that's what, 7 years ago? God,
Time flies though, man.
it seemed like it was that long ago, but I guess it was. Uh, that album, I really spent a lot of time constructing it. I, for people who are unaware, I always have guest musicians that I work with, collaborators that come in and do
Yeah.
parts, and that just keeps the music fresh. So the project's a little bit unpredictable. It's never really been. It's at the core. At its core, it's death metal, but there's always some other whatever I feel inspired by. Like I've had some stuff that sounds more like early Greek black metal influence. I had like a lot of Greek dudes coming on it, like Thou Art Lord, Samael, Necromantia, all these guys like coming in
Yeah.
on stuff. And so that was like that point in time where that project is what I was doing. I've had older ones where it's more like just straight, just very straightforward death metal. Um, but the Transmutations one, I had a lot of influence from like dark wave stuff on it. So it kind of has like I guess what you call now like sort of like a post punk influence when you hear it, but it's not necessarily inspired by post punk. It's more inspired by some other bands like Third and Immortal,
Oh yeah.
like their debut Sorrow, or
Yeah.
like Requiem in White, which is like an old sort of obscure goth band from I think New York, stuff like that. A little bit on the fringes of the goth scene, but I'm really happy with that album. I think that probably the Transmutations album is probably one of my favorite things that I've ever worked on personally. Like that I feel genuinely satisfied with. But yeah, no plans to do anything right now.
Yeah, what was I going to say? I forgot. I lost my train of thought.
You
Let me
got to
show
find
something. Oh, were you into like skate culture and skateboarding? The reason I ask you because I know you did the boards, the art, the deck artwork and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I dabbled in skateboarding when I was probably 12, 13. And actually, a little earlier than that, because I remember I had a choice of getting a guitar or a skateboard when I was 10. I chose a skateboard like an idiot. So I delayed my bass guitar playing for 2 years, but whatever. No, I sucked at it, but I always really appreciated the graphics on skateboards.
Yes.
So that's the main thing for me. I guess I view it more as like wall art than a utilitarian product. Uh, so yeah, it's just more the aesthetic, I think, of that comes in that culture. I think there's some parallel, with heavy metal culture and skate culture.
Well, yeah, and the reason I bring that up because I don't know if this was an influence on you or not, because this was huge back in like 85, 86, the bus head.
Yeah, yeah, I remember seeing that. That's a crazy looking deck shape too.
Yeah, Zorlak. Yeah, so Zorlak was based out of Dallas,
Okay.
and yeah, we used to, I remember when there was a lot of skater kids that used to wear like Zorlak shirts all the time, and so I always liked the whole skate, aesthetic. It's cool to see, and it's something I used to own a skateboard myself, but I never was able to do anything past, getting on one knee and fucking riding down the road, but I always liked especially like the graphics on the decks like this, and it was always cool, and so when I saw that you had, I thought I had a photo of it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's how long ago was this when you did those? Or are you still doing that?
I still have a little web store for them, but I'll change the designs out maybe once a year.
Yeah.
I didn't do any this year, but maybe toward the summer I'll try to get a few new ones up. But those ones are older, the ones that you're sharing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got that off your website.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just mainly. I mean, if people want to skate them, that's cool. But I guess my thinking is just mainly just as a collectible for wall art. I've always enjoyed, like I said, I had an appreciation for the skateboard graphics.
Yeah.
Just trying to.
I remember Blasphemy got a lot of shit from all the Cold War metalers because they put out skate decks with Blasphemy artwork on it.
Hang on your wall. It's good wall art.
Yeah, I know. It's like, come on, man, stop it. Blasphemy fucking rules. Blasphemy can. But yeah, they had done some like, I think Fallen Angel of Doom artwork on the graphics. So I was like, God, but anyway, but yeah, I just want to bring that up because I was like, Pusshead. I mean, I'm gonna assume Pusshead was an influence for you, or
yeah, for sure. I think any metal artist would have to point to Pusshead. Obviously, like in terms, especially like accessibility, that dude's stuff was pretty. It's still, I mean, you go to the store and see it on a Metallica shirt. I hope that dude's getting some kind of royalty cut or something, man. he's missing out on a paycheck for sure. But yeah, I've always enjoyed his stuff, and I've always meant to check out his band too. I never checked out Septic Death.
Oh, dude, that's like one of that's
good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, if you like fast as fuck hardcore. With like screaming vocals, which I do. Septic Death fucking rules.
I'll take it. My buddy Lucas, another artist, Lucas Corp. I know he listens to them.
Oh yeah, dude. Septic Death that shit rules.
Yeah.
Septic Death rules. Damn right they do. I was gonna ask, so we mentioned about showing off some stuff. I don't know if you have your tapes there with you or whatever it has. You said you were gonna, you wanted to show off. I don't know if you wanted to.
Yeah, we could share some weirdo stuff from our collection. Yeah.
Yeah, I grabbed a couple of things too.
You go first. Show me what you brought to the table.
Okay, well, I guess I'll start with this because I guess you know the guys from Cardiac Arrest, right?
Oh, yeah.
Cardiac. Okay, so Tom had a band called Sever that all they ever put out was this demo.
Oh, really? This is before.
Yeah. Yeah, this was like 96 or something like that.
All right. Well, I did artwork for his previous band called Doggod, which
Yeah, Doggod. Yeah.
I think back in like.
But
92.
yeah. This one came out 96-ish,
I
97.
didn't know he had another project prior to Cardiac Arrest.
This was exactly. This is demo is called Dearly Departed, and it's pretty cool. It's obviously it's got some Palm likes him some Autopsy and Repulsion and stuff like that. So it's not not unlike those kind of bands, kind of heavy death metal with some some faster stuff in it.
So you used to write to Tom in the 90s?
No, actually, no. I didn't really meet Tom until, like, personally until maybe early 2000s or something like that.
Okay.
But no, I didn't know him then. But this is one of those bands that not too many people really know about. Talk about an obscure band right here.
Yeah, I mean, I used to write to Tom. I don't never even heard of that one man.
So there you go. There's one. So yeah. I don't know if you got anything you want to show.
Yeah, I'll start with this one's closest to me. I'll grab this one. So I'm yes, anybody who watches me when I come onto these YouTube shows probably knows that I'm a fanatic of the Mediterranean sound. This is not a Greek band; it's actually an Italian band, but it's Necromass. This is their I think it's their debut demo. What is it called? Connected Body Pentagram promo.
Oh yeah, I remember that band.
Yeah, so I think they're still active.
Oh,
if
wow.
I recall correctly. I think they did a split with Mortuary Drape a couple of years ago. But I also have some advanced. I don't know why I have two advanced copies of their on tape of their. There's a little photo of the band, like a crappy photocopy of them in here.
That's the way to go.
But yeah, you got the talking about influences. Chris Moyen art there.
Oh
So
yeah.
this is an advance from their 7-inch EP that came out eventually, but yeah, I really like the Necromass. Their demo here is actually it's got that slight Mediterranean sound to it, but it's actually more death metal sounding. When people were calling it black metal, even though it sounded like death metal, kind of like Imbrication.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it, satanic death metal or whatever.
Yeah.
It has very much a death metal quality to it. It's got some really nice keyboard work in it too. That gives it sort of an eerie, kind of ghastly quality. It's really good, really good. Just 2 tracks on here, but they rule. So I just wanted to share that one.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now I know this was obviously a typo, but Necromath just made me fucking laugh. You obviously meant Necromass, right? But Necromath is just that's pretty good right there.
That's funny.
Yeah. I got you, man. I know it was a typo, but your phone did that, but yeah, Necromath, dude. There you go. Somebody's gonna start a band called Necromath right now. All right, so the next one I have, this is an old Houston band who are actually still active. They were called Cruller. Yes, a strange name indeed.
Oh.
But this one's from 89, and think of like Pleasure to Kill on like 10 plus, like even more extreme. Yeah.
Barbaric. That probably sounds barbaric.
Yeah, dude, this is a great fucking band. It's the vocals are kind of screechy, kind of like early Necrophagia, like and fantastic fucking riffing and drumming. And I think my buddy Aaron from Goat Throne is going to reissue this, I believe.
Oh man, I'll have to score that.
But yeah, dude, this is fucking great. It's just total like death thrashy, but it's not really death metal, and that's not really all the way thrash. It's kind of like that perfect hybrid of both.
That's
yeah, dude.
That's I'll give you an example. Like today, I listened to Invocator from Denmark.
Yeah,
You similar, like right on that threshold.
yeah.
Um, I love that stuff. But I mean, Pleasure to Kill was one of my favorite albums when I was growing up, probably like 12 or 13 years old. I worshipped that album, played it all the time.
Oh, yeah, of
So that
course.
might be
And
right. Yeah.
yeah, this is very, very chaotic and barbaric, kind of like Pleasure to Kill riffing, and but it's also they have like some blasts and stuff in it.
Okay.
And yeah, just one of those bands that really never got out of Houston.
Yeah.
But and interestingly enough, when I had Steve-O from Impetigo on the show, he's like, dude, that is one of my I mean, bar none, one of my favorite demos of all time. So
you knew what it was. Damn. All right.
oh no, yeah, he was in touch with these guys. Steve-O
Okay.
was in touch with these guys back then too.
Everybody, man. I was
Yeah, of course.
back in the day. Yeah, dude.
But yeah, this is great.
You know?
This demo is up on YouTube. It's called Enormity, and it's Kruller, Krullur,
Okay.
and it's a fucking ripper. Let me tell you.
Thanks for the recommendation. Let's see. So I'll share a Texas band next. I was talking about this band when I was with Carl.
Oh yeah. I recognize the name.
Yeah, so I was talking about this band, and I couldn't find the cassette because when I was I was trying to finally put my collection in somewhat of an alphabetical order.
Yeah.
And before, it used to take me like an hour to find what I wanted to listen to. A little easier. I found this. It fell behind one of the pieces of furniture in my basement. So I finally found it, but it's and this J card's falling apart because it's all perforated.
Yeah.
But it's Incest from San Antonio.
Yeah.
And Carl said that they actually had a demo. This is not mentioned on Metal Archives, but he said they actually had a demo prior to this that sounded more like early Sepultura type material. But
Yeah.
this one is actually I don't even know how to describe it, man. I don't think I own anything really that sounds like it. And I wish a label maybe talk to Go Through, see if they'll repress this or something, because this is like one of those bands that I feel like is an absolute gem that nobody talks about or knows about for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously the name's kind of quirky, but
Yeah. It's like
man, musically it's just very chaotic, atmospheric. It almost looks like they lifted a Giger painting for the cover. It almost feels like you're in a Giger painting. That's how I would describe the music. It's got a lot of like bombastic orchestral parts in it, but it's like mixed that with maybe like early Pestilence vocals and like just really fast chaotic riffing, and it's just out there, man. It's just an out there release. Very
yeah.
good house.
So the guitarist in that band was the guitarist in a San Antonio band called Bloodspill, which you may have heard. They had a demo in '88.
Oh,
it was. Yeah, dude. Oh man. So every song on the demo is 9 minutes, but it is ripping. You know how just evil fucking like metal from like something from 88, 87 that just evil raw. Just the riffing is just the guy that basically started Incest was the guy from Bloodspill, and
well, the songwriting is amazing. I mean, it's just really out there and fast and kind of technical too, I'd say.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I would recommend checking out Bloodspill because it's the same songwriter, and the vocals on that Bloodspill, fuck, dude, it's if you dig that kind of 86, 87, 88 like kind of not really thrash but not really death metal sound.
Yeah,
that's what Bloodspill fucking demo is incredible.
I'm not gonna look that up. You give me all these nuggets, man.
Yeah, dude. No, Bloodspill. I mean, I had the vocalist on the show from Bloodspill, and he shared a lot of cool stuff about those days because those guys were around when like Necrovore was around. They played shows together and stuff like that. So Imagine like the chaos of the Necrovore demo, but the riffs are a little more technical, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But not like overly technical.
Yeah, not
just
like not like what's the other
not like atheist or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Watchtower, I'm thinking of, yeah.
Yeah, no, not Watchtower either. Another Texas band.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that incest. Yeah, I almost said that incest is cool, but that's not what you. All right, here is something. Since I love my grindcore and my noise, this is very obscure band. So there was a band from Japan called Gore Beyond Necropsy. I don't know if. So anyway, so in '96 or '97, they did a little side project called I don't even know what the name means. It's Repulturid Mangle or whatever.
Really?
But this is the only thing they ever did, and it's along the lines of what Gore Beyond Necropsy turned into, real harsh, noisy, like just total chaos. Just like So that's what this is, and I remember.
It's like a side project. You said it's a side project or pre Gore Beyond Necropsy?
No, it was like a side thing they did, like in '96, '97. Because I released a Gore Beyond Necropsy 7-inch back then. I did a split with the Swedish band Regurgitate, and but I was always in touch with Akino, the bass player of this band, and. This is they probably made maybe 100 of these. I don't even know. I used to distro it and everything, but this is the original one that he sent me because, us DIY labels, we would send one cover, the tape. Oh no, 10 covers and one tape, and you would tape your own for your distro. That's how we traded.
That's wild.
So yeah, that's how we did it.
What was the label imprint that you were doing? What was it called?
It was called No Weak Shit Records.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to think.
It was. I released 7 inches and like just tapes of one of my old bands, but it was from 90. When did I do it? The first release I did was like 96, 97, just like a compilation cassette.
Yeah.
And then I think the last thing I did was something of one of my bands in like 2005, but it was mostly grindcore bands,
And for the record pressing, you go to like Rainbow Records or something like that, or where would you go?
Except I did one death metal band. I used to use United back then.
Okay.
Yeah, United Records. They were out of Nashville, I believe. And labels get mad at me nowadays when I tell them that I used to. I think records, like a black 7-inch was like 38 cents a record or something like that.
Like $15 one.
Yeah. So like that's why we could sell them for $4. I used to sell 7 inches for $4.
Yeah.
Like shipped.
Yeah. That was a going rate, about $4. And yeah, I agree. That was actually when we were doing X%, that was our goal, is to put out a 7-inch. We never did, but
same here.
That was one of our goals, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I always said it. I always wanted to have a 7-inch because to me, 7-inch is that is the perfect underground format. I just because it's just it's just cool. It's just cool, for no other reason that it's fucking cool,
Yeah, and that's an obscurity that you just pulled there. I've heard of Gore Beyond Necropsy, but never that project.
Yeah, that was one of their things. But just because I knew the guy.
Yeah. Next one I have, this is a not super old. It's probably like early 2000s, maybe 2008 or something like. Maybe probably 2008. This is a project called Temple Below. So it's,
okay.
Like it's not super old, but this is their debut demo. It's basically a Chilean Swedish collaboration. It's got actually your label mates, Slotbath from Chile.
Okay.
Hells. Well, you guys put your thing out on Hells, right? Your ETD didn't come on Hells.
Yeah, that and the ETD. Yeah.
Yeah. So Slotbath has put a couple of releases out through Hells also, and same with Bistro Mockery also. So
Oh yeah.
they're all label mates here, man. Yeah. So this project Temple Blows.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
the singer Johan from Bestial Mockery and Daniel from Slotpath. Might have some other dudes in it too. I'm not sure, but this is really good. It's very atmospheric in some regard, but it's primitive. It's almost like Morbid Visions, Sepultura Morbid Visions.
Yeah.
It's Mystifier is how I would describe it. Um, early
Wow.
Mystifier, and actually, I think there's a Mystifier cover tune on here too. But this they put a couple albums out after this. I think maybe like Iron Bonehead or somebody put some
Yeah.
out. But I really like their debut demo the most. It's
I'm
got
gonna
a
have
lot
to
of
look that one up.
yeah. So if Mystifier and like early Sepultura
Yeah, dude.
do it for you, then this is like a good.
Yeah, I need to definitely look that one up. So Johnny knows that demo. It says Temple Bellow Killer Demo.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I need to look into that, man.
Yeah, it's got like a lot of that like that drum beat, like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like really catchy, kind of simple and sometimes, and it's all over the place in tempo too. So it's you got some. Not it never gets super slow, but it's catchy. It's got some fast parts, but it's also catchy mid pace at times. So it's good variety. It's not a boring listen at all.
Yeah. Cool. So the next thing, this is another old Houston band. This is the only thing they really ever put out, but it was it's kind of like a heavy death, grindy, almost kind of sludgy band. I don't really like sludgy stuff, but it featured Paul from Splatteria on drums, and the band was called Spinal Remains. And this demo came out in 1990.
Oh
So
man,
it
that's
was
cool.
yeah, and this was actually reissued recently on Tenebris Aberrations out
Oh,
of South Texas. They reissued this tape. I got them in touch with Jason Beck. So Jason Beck was the singer in this band, and Jason Beck used to do. He still does. He's been doing underground radio shows for fucking ever since like early '90s,
Okay.
and he used to do Sweet Nightmares with Wes Weaver
Oh yeah,
back in the early '90s. He would do like a he would come in. I remember Wes. They gave him like a half an hour to play like hardcore and like punk and all that. But he would fill in. But he still does a show now called Dead Time, and he plays all kinds of shit, kinds of weird shit. And but he also used to do a zine called God Vomit back when also. But yeah, this is very very obscure Houston band. But it's like heavy, and you can find this. I think Ken may have had this on his channel at one point.
Oh, okay.
But it's yeah, it's like heavy. There's some blast in it. There's some even like slower parts, like kind of autopsy, slow, doomy parts.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. You know, it's
What's it called again? I missed that.
the band's called Spinal Remains,
Spinal Remains. Okay, that's good.
and this is a Welcome to My World demo,
Okay.
and it was recently reissued. Like I said on Tenebris, I'm
Yeah.
guessing they might still have some, but should be able to hear this on YouTube.
Yeah, I think I have one or two releases from that label. Somewhere. I can't
Yeah.
remember, but it's because I know it rings a bell. It's also one of that Cenotaph tune. Also, isn't that the name of one of their songs? Cenotaph from Mexico.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, they had that the
Seven
song.
Inch.
Yeah, that 7-inch. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
Yeah, I gave mine to. Is that the one I have? I have one. I had both of them, but I gave one of them to my buddy Tony. He's a diehard Cenotaph fan, so like you gotta. It's more important for you to have it than it is for me. So. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so I'll share this one next. Actually, pulled a couple. This is we're on the topic of Texas. Maybe you have this. I don't know. The Furnace 7-inch.
Oh, I don't, but I remember that.
Yeah, it's Shaftiel from Absu and Brian Artwick. who did keyboards on the debut Apsu album. It's one of their projects. It's interesting because the first track is kind of like a death metal tune. Then the opposite facing track is more industrial sounding, and there's sort of an industrial, almost like, I don't want to say mysticum, but like on the first tune, it's got sort of that sound, that sort of vibe to it. But the tune on the B side is more just straight, like kind of like hard industrial. I would say it's got like a kind of like a techno beat to it. But I was going through some stuff because I guess Verathron is doing a book about their band, like the history of their band. So I was going through some old magazines, and I found this old ad from
Gothic Records.
Yeah. So you probably used to write to Enrique, right?
Yeah, I have a couple of his old 7-inches, like the Zamayo 7-inch, and
yeah, I saw that you posted that the other day. That's awesome. That's probably hard to come by. But I got just a few things from him. But I found that ad in this old zine, and I also found in another zine an old ad for the actual Furnace 7-inch.
Oh wow!
And you got the Magus,
Russ's band.
Yeah. So you probably recognize a lot of the stuff in some of these old. Oh, here you go. Speaking of Tejas, we got.
Oh yeah.
Apsu ad.
Yeah, that was Gothic Records had some cool 7-inches.
Yeah. So
I wonder if they got Furnace, since they're kind of industrial. I wonder if they got it from like that Godflesh song, Locust Furnace.
Maybe. Yeah, that's possible. But yeah, so Brian, I had a couple other things from Brian too. This is some of Brian Artwick, like I said, former keyboardist for Apsu.
Yeah.
This is the Wrathful and the Sullen, which was one of these Ishnagarib recordings.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that label.
This is more like a goth project he did called Hexenhaus.
Oh wow,
it's pretty good. It's also I didn't realize it. I didn't know I even had this until today when I opened it up again. But I actually had a Furnace their second demo tape. He must have dubbed it for me or something. So that's in here too. But
oh yeah.
If you ever have a chance, check this out. This is Akaru. It's Brian's Dark Ambient project. And this looks like this is a repress. The original came out on Dark Age Productions, but this is a Silchard recording.
Yeah, I'll check that out. Akaru?
This is probably the most evil sounding Dark Ambient I've ever heard.
Oh,
it's
shit.
Really, really dark. Very ritualistic, if you're ever into that kind of thing. Check it out. But yeah, Brian was pretty productive musically as well.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, he did some art, like some art stuff for like Crimson Moon and bands like that back in the day too. But yeah, Furnace, I thought that was kind of a band that nobody talks about. It's from Texas,
No, not at all. I remember that. I remember that band. Yeah. You mentioned Crimson Moon. Actually, I played something off of theirs the other day.
Oh, you did? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, some old American black metal.
Yeah, they're from like San Diego or something.
Yeah, I used to write to them. They're California based. Yeah, and what's his name? Scorpius lives in Germany now. The guitarist. Yeah. He's like a German citizen now.
All right. So speaking of Tenebris, they this is not the one they reissued, but I remember I was down in went to Mexico City like in 2013, and we went to that market called El Chopo. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. In Mexico City, it's like this huge, I guess you call it a flea market, but it's all metal stuff. Like,
Seriously?
Yeah. It's and it's all the older guys that were around. They say, yeah, it's not what it used to be, but it's still cool. I went in 2013, and it was cool. Yeah. But it's massive, dude, like fucking massive, and it gets packed, and they'll have live bands playing, and there's, it's the bootleg capital of the world, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But so whenever I remember walking up, and this guy has this like just cassettes there, I was like, let me look through some tapes, and I was like, oh shit. So he had this band, which was pre Shub Niggurath band called Tormentor, the Mexican Tormentor. And this is their demo from '87.
What the
and
hell?
this, yeah. So this was this he had this there. I was like, well, I'm fucking grabbing that.
Yeah.
And
You know that.
I don't. Yeah. And what else was in there? I hadn't looked at this in fucking ever. But anyway, so this guy it was some guy that just selling off his collection, I guess.
Yeah.
And is it like one of the first ones? I don't know, but
That's gotta be.
but I got it from him. You could tell he wrote like he tried to draw the logo on there and shit like that, But
that's the way to do
this
it.
is another band, dude. You know how I mentioned Crawler having that creator like
Yeah.
same shit right here.
Okay.
This demo from '87 called Visions of Darkness. Holy shit, man!
Oh, man.
This is pre Shub Niggurath, the the Mexican death metal band.
Yeah, which is crazy.
This is a band they had before, and then they broke up and they turned into Shub Niggurath. But
Okay.
this is evil, supreme, like thrashing, death, heavy, evil shit you would expect. This is so this demo was from '87, but I remember. Oh, while I was there, I grabbed this too. This was more of a grind band. I was like, this is an old band called Putrid Scum from Mexico also, and he had this demo there too. And I was like, all right, I'll get that. It was like one of them days where you kind of just dream about, where like, oh fuck, I can't believe I'm seeing all this stuff here.
Yeah, that's crazy. That formatter, dude. I wasn't even aware of that. Okay.
Oh, dude, Tenebra's. They reissued like a rehearsal demo of theirs. That's the first one. That's the one I recommend checking out first, because it's just fucking. It's like Pleasure to Kill, but more evil and just more. You could even more extreme,
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's a really, really, really good fuck. And this has been reissued like on CD over and over. And whatnot, probably vinyl too, but
Yeah, I don't know how that went. I totally was oblivious to that one. Okay.
yeah, it's incredible, man, fucking incredible.
All right, I'll have to look that up. And I'm gonna have to do some homework after this.
Yeah, me too. I
Um,
want to check out that
the Temple
one,
Below-
the demo, the temple something, and
Yeah, the Temple Below is worth checking out for sure. I think I have like one more thing to share.
okay.
Was that your last one, or did you have another one?
I just have like one LP. That's it left.
Okay. Yeah, the next band I was going to mention was a Pennsylvania band from back in the day called Ossuary. Not the Ossuary that's popular now. There's some, I don't know where they're from, but this one's from Pennsylvania from the early '90s. I was curious. I was opening this up and looking at it. And actually, Chris Pervelis from Internal Bleeding, he's a graphic designer for a living. He did the layout for this release. But it's a pretty big band. They've got 6 members, and 3 of the dudes do vocals on it. So the vocals are pretty varied. But I think what I find most appealing about this band, Ossuary, is this is called Over Her Dead Body, by the way. And the bass player did the artwork, if I recall correctly. Actually found him again, another band I found when I was rummaging through some old fanzines. It was a little in here. And they got some of their artwork here. Yeah, there's Embryonic Death on the opposite facing side there.
Dude, I remember I wrote that band, and when I ordered the demo, that Embryonic Death demo, and like, I got it, okay. But I'll never forget it, dude, because it was just some kid. He's like, yeah, I remember him writing me the letter back. He's like, yeah, I'm in like math class right now, and he must have been like 15 or 16. I mean, I wasn't much older. I was like 17 or whatever, 18.
Which demos did you pick up from them?
I grabbed the Regurgitate the Dead one.
Oh, okay, so it's like the heavier one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was like a black cover with the with the baby on the.
Yeah. I actually really liked the last one they did, which a lot of people hated. It was.
Oh, dude, that turned into like death. Yeah. Total.
Atheist, technical, cynic type.
Yeah. I remember getting that and being like, no.
I didn't like it at first, but now with more mature years, I actually like it a lot. which is
Maybe I should go back. Well, you know what? They reissued that all their stuff on CD, and I have that. Maybe I should give it a spin.
Pathos. Yeah, pick that out. Yeah, so the ossuary stuff was what I really appreciate about this. Yeah, it's death metal, but the three vocal styles are kind of give it some diversity, but the bass playing on it is prominent. And bass players just don't get enough love in music, I feel like, especially some death metal gets buried in the mix. Here you can hear it loud and clear, and it's really in your face, and it's really well played too.
That's cool. Yeah, I never heard. I never heard that one. That reminds me. I asked Russ. I was like, dude, so he had a band called Ossuarist. I have a hard time saying it. They put out like one demo in like '91. It was more like, I think he said, I was like, dude, you got to find that. He goes, well, it's going to be hard. I'm like, but I don't know if I'll ever find it. But it was like, I remember he said it was like they were really into like disharmonic orchestra and, death grind stuff or whatever. Yeah. So it's more along that line. So I'm like, dude, I need to hear that. I never heard that before.
Well, I mean, that kind of had like a bit of a death grind. It's weird.
Totally.
Death grind on some tunes, yeah.
Yeah, totally. But
so what was your final pick? I know you said you were looking for something too that you said you couldn't find. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, it was an old German death metal band called Golem. They put out 1 7-inch. It was called Visceral Scab, and not too many people know about it. It came out in '92, and I loved it ever since then.
Does it look like the Unleashed logo, kind of? The Golem logo?
Kind of, yes.
They actually had some other stuff, too, that came out. I think...
Yeah.
I thought I had it, but I don't. It's kind of like Carcass sort of worship.
The early stuff was. This 7-inch is, but like they became kind of too weird and experimental after that. And it's like, I don't need all that. But that's the one I was looking for. It's got like just some burned like head corpse or whatever on the cover, but it was really cool. It was like the only really good thing, only thing that I liked that they ever did. But every time I mentioned the band, it was like, who? I'm like, yeah.
If it's if it's the same one, let me look them up really quick because I think it's. I think I know what you're talking about, and I almost picked it up, and because somebody put out all their material, I think on a.
Wow.
It's a German one. Let me see if it's the same.
Yeah, it was a German.
Yeah, so I suspect that the logo probably was done by the same dude who did the Unleashed logo. It's that's the that was Urban Skit, I think, one of the dudes.
Oh yeah, the guy from Crematory.
Yeah, I think he drew that logo. I'm assuming it was him. It looks like.
Wait, he did the Unleashed.
He did the Unleashed, the Crematory logo, and
I didn't know that.
Was it Lugubrium? Maybe. Do I have that right? Leukemia.
Lubricant? Right. No.
Lubricant. I may be Lubricant. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Lubricant kind of looks like that too.
The Leukemia one he did. I think they're.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Anyway,
he was actually in Regurgitate whenever I released their.
Oh, seriously?
Their 7-inch, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, he was in. He joined Regurgitate like 93 or something.
I didn't know that. All right. Huh.
Yeah. He was in a lot of cool bands like Crematory, Regurgitate. What else was he in? I can't remember. Anyway, but the Crematory. Was he in General Surgery? No, I don't think he was. But anyway, this is the one I was going to show. This is now these bands are they're fairly known nowadays, but this record is impossible to find, and this was one of the rare 12 inches that Seraphic Decay put out. It's the Demigod.
Oh shit! Okay.
Necropsy split. Yeah. It's their demos basically on vinyl. Damn. And this is one of the ones that I still haven't sold off. And
no, don't blame me. I wouldn't sell that one, man.
But I remember buying this sometime in the '90s, and I never realized how valuable this would be. Like a lot of obviously a lot of the records that I have. So I like I said, I've sold some stuff that I can't believe the value that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I wanted to ask you, since if you are selling stuff, there are two releases I'm looking for that I can't seem to find, and I don't use Discogs or anything like that, so
Right.
I usually don't seek out stuff. But there are a few things that are a little older. There's one German band called Are You Dead? Like R.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was looking for their debut. Would you happen to have that?
I don't have that. I remember that. That was the band that was Protector. I think they turned
Oh,
into Are You Dead?
oh, I didn't know. Okay, all
If
right.
that's the same one, maybe.
Yeah, it probably is then. The other
Yeah.
one
No, I
is
don't have that.
Vicious Circle from JL America Records. Vicious Circle.
I don't remember. I don't even remember. I remember the label. I don't even remember that one. Vicious
Yeah,
Circle.
have like a swirly circle with some skeletons and kind of in this
That's the
pool.
name of the band. Vicious Circle.
Yeah, it's again one of
No.
those bands that's kind of borderline death thrash,
Yeah.
but more somewhat technical, kind of weirdo sounding. Anyway, I really liked it. Like one of those bands I overlooked, and I like when I heard it
Oh
recently,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
why did I miss out on that one?
No, I don't. Yeah, that one I don't even remember. I remember a
Yeah,
lot of the releases like Mortuary and
yeah, their bands were hit or miss, man. All the
oh, totally. It was
hit or
not
miss.
totally.
Yeah,
There was like what Killing Addiction
yeah,
but they
yeah,
did a lot of the like Osmos
yes,
stuff. That's what they did.
yeah.
So, but yeah, no. So yeah, that Demigod Necropsy is like
Oh yeah, that's
it's
a
it's a super rare record to get a hold of
yeah.
nowadays.
Did you pick up the Seraphic Decay book that Dima
No,
or
I
Seth?
did it.
They,
I did it.
it covers all.
It'll make me want to look for all the 7 inches that I don't have.
Okay.
Because that's one thing I'm not selling. I'm not selling my 7 inch collection. I still have a lot of them.
Is there anything that you're looking for in particular that?
Honestly, no. I don't really. To me nowadays, if I haven't gotten it yet, I'm like, it was. I tried and I never got it because there's a lot of things that I never got that I
Yeah.
wish I would have. But now I'm like, uh, I
Are You Dead was Poison? Damn, I didn't know that.
yeah, that's right.
Okay, shit. All right.
That's right. I knew it was around there somewhere. I knew it was one of those bands. Um, but no, I've sold off majority of my stuff already. I still have some things that are
What is your
uh,
preference for listening? Like, what do you use to listen to music mostly?
nowadays
Online.
YouTube.
Oh wow.
YouTube. Yeah. I rarely, or if I'm in a vehicle that has a CD player, I'll play the CDs.
Yeah.
Uh, I only really buy CDs now.
Okay.
Um, I will buy a 7 inch if I see something that it's like, oh shit, I gotta have this. Um, but yeah, that YouTube Music. That's pretty much because
Yeah.
I pay for that YouTube premium thing,
Okay.
and there's no ads or anything like that. So
I don't
just
have I don't have a paid subscription or anything, but I have been able to, thank goodness, been able to discover new and older bands like I was saying, like Vicious Circle, like Are You Dead, the bands I missed. It's crazy because I mean I have
mhm.
Poison stuff from both Poisons. No. Look what the cat dragged in
Yeah, exactly.
uh,
Yeah, no, no, I discover stuff.
yeah, there's stuff floating out there that I'm like, wow, I can't believe I missed out on this. And it may not have hit me the same way back then as it does now. Some things, because my ears, your ears, your some of your preferences might change over a period of time, or
Yeah,
you might pick something up out of your collection. You're like, why didn't I like this when I first heard it? Love it now, stuff like that. Um, yeah, it's crazy, man. There's so much stuff I have in my collection that I don't even listen to, and that's
yeah.
what's kind of strange when I think about it. Well, I guess I'm just collecting it. So,
Well, I mean, I don't know if you've done this, but I bought something recently, and I was like, I got home, I was like, oh shit, I already have that. Fuck.
oh yeah, I've done that. Oh, plenty of times. Yeah,
Like, oh.
yeah. So you thought you needed it,
But
and
I'll usually it's like, well, I can, sell it or give it to
I think
somebody,
that means, I think that means we have a problem. I usually
Yeah, I think so.
I just give them away, and like there's some things I've given away because like a friend like Dylan was looking for like one of those crematory demos, and I was like, he's getting ready to pay for like $400 for it or something. Like, dude, you can have my copy, man. So it's just stuff like that because like I'd rather somebody have it who's going to play it more frequently than I would play it. So it's just one of those things where I feel like I have so much that I don't listen to. I'm okay to part with some things when I feel like I need to.
Yeah.
But there's still so much good music coming out, man. It's you got to give some
Yeah.
away, put some new stuff on the shelf.
Yeah, like I told you about that Nergal, that new album. I was like, hey, this is
Oh yeah,
fucking good.
I
It's like,
was
whoa.
I was surprised that had that true. It's and not to boast on Running Christ because Sakis is a really fucking cool dude and still has that underground spirit. But like the later Running Christ stuff, it just doesn't appeal to me the same way the old stuff did.
Not at
And
all.
to hear a band like Nurgle, who back in the day when Running Christ is active, can still play very convincing uh, Greek black metal sound is
Hmm.
man. It sounds very genuine. But
Yeah, I remember I saw Rotting Christ play at some fest in Houston, and it was just like, it just, they were trying to be a festival band. It's like,
yeah,
that's not Rotting Christ. You know
yeah.
what I mean? They were like, hey, I need you guys over here to say this, and you guys to chant that. I'm like, no, Rotting Christ is not supposed to do that, man. At least not my Rotting Christ.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
I saw Septic Flesh play, and dude, they didn't play anything off all day. I mean, I liked them up on the Holy Records when they were
Uh-huh.
on Holy Records doing their first like 3 or 4 albums. I love those albums, especially the debut. But everything after that, it's lost on me. But when I saw them live, I was like waiting and waiting for an old tune. They didn't play anything old, man. I was like, what the fuck is that? Come on.
Yeah, no, that Rotting Christ was it was just, I was just laughing. I was like, oh man,
That's
what is? I mean, if you would have told those guys 30 years ago they'd be doing that, they'd be like, no way, never.
yeah, yeah, you're right.
So a lot of those bands are like that.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like Sakis, he's a cool guy. I've worked with him on some things in the past, and
Yeah,
him and Jim Mutilator, and they're both like super genuine, down to earth, like underground spirit type. Like they haven't forgotten their roots. Let's just say that, even though like they have to put on that kind of show and be a big band, still,
yeah, but
I don't think they've lost completely their sight of what's important. The roots. So. Yeah, and then Medieval Demons, another band I think has done a good job of staying true. I don't know if you ever checked them out, but they have,
yeah, I think Hell's put out something by
yeah.
that band.
So their stuff is really true to that Greek sound. Also,
Yeah, Verathron still. I think
Yeah.
Verathron has done the best out of all of them as far as keeping that original like
Yeah.
spirit of the Greek black metal scene.
yeah, and they've been out of that for a while.
And they're incredible. One of the best live shows I ever saw was them. Like, I guess it's been like 7 years now. They played this small venue in Houston, and all they played was like demo stuff and like the first album.
Oh shit!
And it was incredible, man. I was
That's
like
awesome.
one of the best live shows I've ever seen. And that I don't really say that, because all the best shows I saw was when I was a kid, right?
Yeah,
But that one was incredible. I was like,
That's good to
God
hear that.
damn, this band rules live.
that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, they deserve that success too. So
Yeah, they've definitely kept that Greek spirit from the early days, no
Yeah.
doubt, because they play all these underground fests and all that, and they're not hollering, they're not looking for crowd participation with.
oh right, yeah. It's funny going back to that Nurgle band. It reminded me that I actually did artwork for one of their releases.
Really?
It was a split they did with like 3 other Greek bands.
Okay.
And I think it was like Soul Skinner and Embrace of Thorns, and I can't remember who the other one was. Now Our Lord or somebody maybe.
Yeah.
And the record pressing plant screwed up, and the Nurgle song didn't appear on it. It's actually like some classical tune or some like upbeat like instrumental thing. So it's just like, can you imagine? You get this thing pressed and it's screwed up, and you don't have it like the printing plant, I guess, wouldn't replace the copies or anything. So it had
Yeah.
to go out screwed up.
Wow.
I kind of did artwork for them, but I kind of didn't. So,
Well, that's something somewhat similar happened. So whenever I released released that Actually, that Regurgitate Gorbion Necropsy 7-inch I released in 2001, and we all know what significant event happened in 2001, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it was released around that time. It was like it was late September, early October 2001,
Okay.
and I remember United sent me my box of records, and I'm sitting there like, I'd put it all together. I folded the covers, put them in the sleeve, and took the record out of the boxes and all that. So while I'm doing that, I'm like, wait, what the hell is this? So they sent me like 7 45 singles of a country guy named Alan Jackson in my box.
Huh.
And he had written some song about 9/11 or something like that.
Oh.
So they so all these years I'm thinking that Arista Records has some Regurgitate Gorbion Necropsy 7 inches in their boxes or something.
Why? They probably think you're a fan. He wants us to check out this artist, Alan.
Yeah. I'm like, and I still have those Alan Jackson, like they were basically like jukebox 45s. That's what they were.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this? And so I played it just to make sure. I was like, it'd be kind of hilarious if like there was a Gorbion Necropsy on with the label, Alan Jackson labels, but no, it was actually Alan Jackson on the record. I was like, fuck. So instead of 500 records, there was 493 of those
That's so funny, man.
released. Man, I was like, oh no. It's like, this sucks.
Man. Human error, right? Yeah, people pack.
Yeah, totally. But no, United. That was really the only time. United was always cool, and they were cheap and all that. So
Are they still around? Are they doing cassettes? I thought they did cassettes for a while, didn't they?
Man, I don't know. The last time I worked with them was 20 years ago.
Oh wow, okay.
yeah. Like 20 years ago. So
Yeah, I know most of the vinyl goes to GZ over in Czechia, GZ Digital Media. But their Pirates Press is kind of like their American facing.
okay.
But so you see like a lot of labels probably just feed through Pirates, but it seems like a lot of the vinyl's done over there in Czechia. But
Wow. Yeah. Well, no, I think Hell's has they press their stuff in Europe somewhere.
yeah, they've got a contract with them to fulfill their. So what GZ does, to my understanding, is with the label, especially a label that's on a release schedule, they have something set up with them so that they can essentially reserve the plant, like the pressing plant, for that product to be completed on time. So some of these bigger labels, that's why you hear like Metallica. Actually, speaking of Metallica, they purchased a record pressing plant over in my area.
Oh.
Furnace something. Is it just Furnace?
Yeah, that's one of those things I watched on YouTube, Metallica video.
Yeah, so they basically own this pressing plant now, and they can prioritize getting Metallica vinyls printed or manufactured, published. So, so it's kind of like that, I guess, like a label finding a kind of like your space in the schedule. So I think all Hell's has something set up like that. Probably a lot of the bigger labels, like underground labels, do that. I bet, like Nuclear War Now, probably. Well, Nuclear War Now, they're doing their own.
He has his own now.
Yeah, the Helios, yeah. But,
Yeah, and like FOAD, I guess I don't know how they do it, but they pump out stuff every month. So
where are they based out of? FOAD. I only have a few things.
Italy.
They're Italian. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's so the main guy is the guy that was in a band called Cripple Bastards. They're like old Italian.
Yeah, I think I've got
Yeah.
one of the releases, Cripple Bastards. I think I have like a 7-inch or something like that.
Yeah. That's, Giulio, he's the guy that runs that label, and
Okay. Oh,
so they do a lot of they do new releases, and they do a lot of like reissues, box sets, and they did the Impetigo box set. They did the Anal Cunt box
that's
set.
right. Yeah, I almost grabbed one of those. I was like, oh man, I was so on the fence about that. I ended up,
I got lucky. Steve-O got copies, and I got one from him.
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Badass, man.
So
Yeah, that's
yeah, no, they do good work. The FOAD does. So that's why I'm like, yeah. He say, hey, you guys want to do a split? And I'm like,
I'll be honest.
yeah, I actually know the guy in that the guy, one of the guys in that band we're doing Split with, I've known him since like the mid '90s because our old bands did a split back in like '97 too. So,
okay.
so yeah, so it worked out. So they were also pretty. They're kind of the reason why. Well, not solely the reason, but they're the ones that were like, "Hey, why don't you ask Obscene Extreme to play the fest?" I'm sure he wants you on. He'd want you on there.
Yeah.
And so, and I've known that guy from Obscene Extreme. We used to trade also back in like 96, 97.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
that's great.
Yeah, most of the people I traded with when I had my label was European people.
Yeah. Okay. You are like Self-Made God. Did you ever work with them?
Nah, I was done, but I know who they are.
Okay.
I was done by the time they came around.
Okay.
No, I did like Morbid Records, Obliteration Records from Japan. So many.
Nauru, right? Nauru.
Yeah, Nauru. Yeah. I used to trade with him and
Sure, agency.
Obscene Productions was the name of the label that guy did.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so he really doesn't do it too much anymore, but
Yeah, I didn't know that guy was active doing the label prior. I know.
yeah, that's how he started, and it's like I remember I emailed him. I was like, "Hey man, long time no talk." He's like, "Where you been?" I was like, "I've been around. I just haven't been in your circles for the past 25 years or whatever."
Yeah.
And you kind of created one of the biggest fests in the world, and
for like that just grind especially, right?
and it's no sponsors, nothing like that.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I think like what about Bizarre Leprous?
Yeah. Oh, Roman. I used to trade with him. Bizarre Leprous. There was yeah, dude, just everywhere. Australia, Czech, Germany.
Dang. So you're doing a lot of trading, man.
Oh yeah, dude. I used to do a lot. I've done a lot. I just I was just always I was never one to like kind of just, oh hey, this is what I do, kind of, I'm not one of those kind of people.
Yeah.
Just did it just for because I did it for fun, and I like doing it, and I like the the interaction with writing the letters, and it was just fun.
Yeah. Do you still keep a list? Do you still have a list of your collection, or not so much? Because I remember you'd have to send a list, right? With when you're like, here's my.
Oh yeah, no man, I most of the stuff I used to I never really kept much, which I kept some stuff, but not really a lot. So it's just I've always been one of those, like even my own releases like of my band, it's like I'll give away like the very last copy I have.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'll do that kind of stuff, and I'm like, and then I remember like here last year I bought like a CD of one of my old bands because I didn't have it anymore.
Yeah.
Somebody had it. It's like, hey,
can I buy that from you?
I'll buy that from you.
Yeah, that's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah, I've never been one to like just I just do it and don't really worry about anything else about making a name or anything like that. I just do it just because it's fun to do. And
yeah, I've got a kind of random question for you. The jamming out all badass logo.
Yeah,
I can identify all of the letters except for the G. What's the G from?
Well, that's and so my buddy Ray did that. He's the guy that I told you that when we met like sixth grade, and he used to do all the puss head artwork
right.
and all that. So I said, hey dude, can you do a logo for me? Because he really doesn't really do much art anymore unless I ask him to do something. So he just put together. He literally did the old way where you cut out the logo, the letters, and I think that one. Hold on, now I can't remember. Oh, I think it's Grim Reaper.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, and I'm not really that big of a Grim Reaper fan.
Yeah, I'm not.
But he added that on there. But yeah, for those that don't know, it's Judas Priest, Hellhammer, the AMM, and then obviously Voivod. The N is Nuclear Death.
Yeah.
And the OUT is alto. That was he kind of got lazy on that. Alto from Japan.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so I didn't realize that. I thought that was just a filler. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's from. He literally just took out the O. It was their name was OUTO, and then Asuk is the A, and then the Overkill L. And I'm not huge on Overkill, but obviously Beharit. What's the other one?
Maiden.
Oh, Maiden, Sodom, Anal Cunt, and Possessed.
Possessed, yeah.
So, but yeah, the alto. That's just he just took that. He's like, fuck it. But I kept it. I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
It worked out. So he's the one that did that for me. And literally like last minute thing. I was like, hey man, I think I need a logo. Can you throw something together? All right, I'll fucking do something. And
you're also repping a lot of different styles too, man, of music.
Well, that's that, and it works out because that's kind of what I do here. I don't like pin myself to just death metal or whatever. Yeah. I talk about everything, even 80s pop and Yeah, dude. I still. I mean, one of my favorite bands is the Go-Go's. I love the Go-Go's.
Okay. I'd say Tears for Fears would probably be my go-to. Or Duran.
Well, and it's funny you say that because I know people in the chat that are like regulars. They're gonna be like, "Oh hell," because they know. I think one time I was like, "Dude, I remember seeing that video, shout," and I was like, "I fucking hated that dude, man. Just I don't know what it was about that guy. I just could not stand that guy." But yeah, no, stuff like that. Go-Go's, Scandal. B-52s, like early B-52 stuff. That's a good shit.
Do you listen to any other kinds of genres outside of the ones you mentioned? Do you like Dead Can Dance or anything like that?
No, I mean, I think the closest I get to that might be let's see. Who?
Yanni.
No. No, I mean, I listen to. There's like a handful of like rap bands that I can listen to. Okay. Just old stuff, 80s stuff.
Like Sugar Hill Gang.
And I still listen to the stuff that I heard from my parents, like Spanish music.
Okay.
I'll still listen to that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why because that stuff, there's a lot of melody and good vocalists, and I think that's why I like a lot of more melodic, like poppy bands, and because I think it may kind of come from that, where it's just a lot of catchy melodies and catchy hooks, and
I mean, there's a lot of complexity in Latin music too. I mean, not just guitar playing, all the instrumentation, including the percussion.
Oh yeah, no, totally, and so I'll still put on that stuff, and sing aloud for to the Spanish songs. And
so you're bilingual?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not great, but I can definitely hold a conversation, and but no, growing up in Texas, and then. But my parents, like I said, they used to play that stuff, and that's what I would listen to. But yeah, no, there's some stuff like I don't know, man. Concrete Blonde.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of dig that.
Yeah. I saw them in one of the fanzines I was going through the other day too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, just anything that just catches my attention. I'll check it out,
Yeah.
Actually, for a while there, I started trying to find like obscure, like 70s, like rock bands.
Okay.
Just to try something different. I found this band called Buffalo from Australia.
Okay, that sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, great fucking album.
Is it like kind of proggy? Is it like proggy?
They were more. No, not really. They were more. Just rock.
Okay.
Southern rock kind of vibe.
All right.
But from Australia,
Okay.
But I guess how much further south can you get than Australia? But yeah, no, just yeah, I'm all over the place, man. I just
Yeah.
and people who are into the extreme underground music usually are the most open-minded people there is. At least
Well, there's a
once
tolerance.
when you get older, you know.
You build a tolerance too. I mean, if you can get through a wall of distortion and be able to decipher it, especially in technical music, I think it really trains your ear to understand what all sounds can bring to the table because you've crossed that threshold into
Yes,
almost unlistenable, territory. So,
that's true. That is true
if you're,
because
and if you're finding pleasure in that, and then you can pretty much listen to anything. And a lot of it's taste. A lot of it's taste too, what you like to hear. Um,
yeah,
but I do think that there's an ear for that kind of music that allows you to expand what you're able to interpret.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
you are,
Motown stuff. Love Motown stuff.
okay,
You know, just all over, man. Just anything with catchy melodies and hooks and good vocalists. I'm
yeah.
Ten
What's your,
Thousand Maniacs. I love the 10,000 Maniacs.
what is your go-to? Like, are you more of like a grindcore kind of? That's what I.
Well, right now because that's kind of the band. That's kind of the music I'm playing right now. But yeah, ever since like when I started playing any type of music, it was always more punk grind stuff. You know.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I mean, I just grew up listening to everything. I mean, even when we were doing noisecore band, like in '93, we were still doing like a Pro Fanatica song, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just, but yeah, I think, like I said, my all-time favorite extreme album is Rika Putrefaction. So
Okay.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good album. I remember having that on pretty frequent rotation. I remember that just kind of. It's one of those albums that kind of knocks your socks off because you're like, what am I hearing?
yeah, dude, there was
Well,
nothing like it. Nothing ever, other than AC/DC. Like I said, there was those key moments where it was like AC/DC, Master of Puppets, Rika Putrefaction. Bad Religion, Snow Control album,
okay.
huge. That I heard that whenever I was in the midst of all I want is the most extreme fucking music in the world, and I just happened to hear Bad Religion around like 89, 90, and I became a huge like nerd for that band.
Oh, all right.
So
Yeah, I'm not,
yeah,
I'm not too familiar. I mean, obviously I know the name, but I'm not
yeah.
familiar with their
It's just melodic punk. That's all it is.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff I listen to, from what I understand, they're influenced by Bad Religion, so I probably would like it.
Yeah. It was kind of like Soil Bleeds Black. It hit me right at the right time.
Yeah, that's, that name shouldn't be mixed with the other ones you mentioned.
You know. Oh, so and maybe I should know this, but where did that name come from?
Oh, actually, yeah. So I'm trying to recall. That was so the Isle of Wight. It's in English, like an island off the coast of England, and it's if I recall correctly, the name is derived because there's a lot of dinosaur fossils on the Isle of Wight, which I think the Celtic term was Yin's With, and the Isle of Yin's With, and the if I recall correctly, like in Druidic lore, the some of the I guess the dinosaur bones were misinterpreted to be dragon bones or something like that. And I guess if I bear with me because I'm trying to recall, but if my memory serves me, there is a story about the soil being so dark and that on the Isle of Wight because it was stained by the blood of dragons. So that's where we kind of came up with that name. It's a bit of a stretch, but that's what it's based off of. And since we dealt with like Arthurian and Celtic and English literature and stuff like that in our themes, that it seemed appropriate at the time. Yeah, it's kind of a lengthy name for a band, kind of like all those metalcore bands.
The Soil Bleeds Black.
It's funny because that band was it Nasum, I think, came out with a song called that, which I'm assuming they probably
Really?
banned somewhere and probably like, hey, let's use that.
That sounds cool.
as cool as you say.
Well, I mean, I've done that. Eat the Decay comes from a Carcass lyric.
Oh, okay,
So-
yeah, right.
Thy Feeble
Yeah.
Savior comes from an incantation lyric.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, that's, last thing. Yeah, so we need to go. I didn't realize how long we'd been
Yeah,
chatting already. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Is it Celtic Frost or Celtic Frost?
I call it Celtic Frost.
Oh,
Am I in trouble for saying that?
no, I mean, yeah, we're not all,
I don't know
can't
what
be right about it.
honestly don't know what the correct pronunciation is. How does the band say it? I don't know.
I've heard him say it both ways.
Really? Oh god, that's
Yeah.
all right.
I've heard him say it both ways.
Wow.
So, but yeah, no, I mean, because my argument's always it's not the Boston Celtics,
Oh,
it's the Boston Celtics.
When you look at a sports team, how it's pronounced, like Holland.
I mean, I base everything around sports teams. It's yeah. I mean, I know it's Celtic,
I
but
guess it's interchangeable. I really don't know. That's a really valid question. I'm not sure. We got to ask an Irish person, I suppose.
it's the egg and the chicken thing, right?
Yeah.
Sorta. Screw you, Tino. More like ass.
That's
Fuck the
funny.
athletics.
I didn't realize that's what that hat said until I got a closer look. I was like, that's good.
Yeah. Somebody gave me that. It's just because this guy right here loves him some Oakland eggs. So anyway, well, man. Now let's talk about gardening. Yeah, let's bring it back to gardening.
Talking to the wrong person about that.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, Tom said it's however you want to pronounce it. What is he, a politician? Come on.
That was a very the safe avenue.
Yeah, say however you want. No, take a stance. Take a stance, Tom.
Diplomatic response. Yeah.
So anyway, well, man, again, I appreciate this was cool. The soil bleeds bad pH. Stupid.
That's good.
Oh God! How long have you been waiting to say that? All fucking 2.5 hours. Yeah. Quiltic Frost. All right, now I've been missing. Sorry guys, I've been engaged in the conversation. I missed most of the
I
chat.
think
So.
there's some questions in there too, so I apologize.
Yeah, I kind of missed it. I've been,
Maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time. But yeah, again, Mark, I appreciate it, man. This was awesome. Thanks for sharing some stuff. I know you haven't talked about Toil Believes Black in forever, so
it's been a while. Yeah.
but just there's still people out there listening to that shit that never stopped.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Dude,
So
congrats again with your upcoming gig, man.
hey, thanks, man. Maybe we'll hit up Virginia one day.
Maryland Death Fest is probably the biggest. Dude, Virginia doesn't have squat around here, man.
Oh.
Yeah, Maryland Death Fest would probably be the biggest in the area around here.
Oh, you know what? One last thing before I let you go. I'm sorry, but I forgot to ask you. How long did you live? I did a little bit of research. How long were you in Louisiana?
Oh, dude, I only lived there for I think I was only there for until I was 1.5. And
Okay, all right. No, that doesn't count.
Northern Virginia area my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Virginian. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Because I was like, wait, what? Louisiana? So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Dude, thanks again for having me on here, man. I appreciate it.
No, yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'll be in touch, and this was awesome.
Yeah, I'll get that ETD. I already started inking.
So we decided we want to use that for the Obscene Extreme T-shirts.
Yeah, I figured you might need something for when you're.
Yeah, thanks, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
So,
I should have that too soon.
Awesome. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, yeah. Take care, man. Have a
Hi,
good
brother.
evening.
Later. All right, that was awesome. I didn't realize how long I had kept him. I haven't done anything this long in a while. Usually I have Fraser on here talking, and we're done in like an hour. So I appreciate you guys hanging in there. Yeah, that was cool. Go check out his stuff, man. Fetid Zombie, Macabre, Soil Bleeds Black, and he was on a couple Equal Manthorn records, and he's also has a bunch of other bands that you can check out. And his website, and I forgot to mention it, I apologize. It's riddickart.com. You can find some stuff like t-shirts and whatnot. That was stupid ass. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't really I saw the chat, but I'm sorry I didn't so anyway, but yeah, that was awesome. That was really cool. I'm glad I got to ask him about the Soil Bleeds Black. I know Carrie was psyched just like I was about that. And hey, Friday. What's today? Thursday? Friday. Incantation Exeia. Merciless Savagery in Pensacola. All right, don't forget about that. And then ETD in Dallas. Coming up soon. And a free Luke Juarez show at Sound Revolution in spring. And Ruby told me right next door to Sound Revolution is a badass taco spot. So Ruby right there, she's going to buy me some tacos. And then we're going to hit up Sound Revolution. Her and Joe are going to treat me to some tacos. I don't know if they know that or not yet, but yeah. Yeah, Mark rules. That was awesome. Yeah, hooking me up, dude. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice, Spirit? How nice she is. I didn't even have to ask. I didn't even have to tell her that her and Joe are getting me tacos. But yeah, no, the Luke Juarez show is free, man. Free at a record store. So that's, how cool is that? Yeah, get in line, T-Bone. Get in line, buddy. Also, this shout out to Morbus. He was in the chat. Alabama. Oh man. But yeah, what else? Anybody got anything going on they want to promote? Put it now, because I'm about to leave. I'm about to make like a tree and get out of here. Tijuana style tacos. There you go. Hey, you're paying. Ruby gave me a free SGNR Coke Mare. Hell yeah. That rules. Ruby, are y'all still doing those? I didn't even check last time. The candle holders. New Gemini Archives coming 2/16. There you go. Look out for that. Nah, dude, no Twitch. It's fucking late. Your boys got to get up early. I'll be like Frazier, man, I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning, man. Torque Angel Rat. Split coming soon. Hey, so I'll be seeing Sam. I haven't seen Sam since 2011. When we played Buffalo. I'll be seeing Sam at this right there. So you get to see Sam play some Hideous Mangless stuff. So I'll be seeing him there. And you will too if you go. Dead by Dog. I know some of you said you're going. So I'd buy that split. Do you know you like Rat? I didn't think you were like the Rat guy. I didn't think you were a Rat guy. Are you a Rat guy? Lack of communication? AKA yeah. Dead by Dawn. From the Depths. That's yeah, I didn't think so. That's Kyle. Kyle from Incantation. Dude. Oh, what was that band? Anybody remember what was that? The Apsu guy, his Akaru. I'm not gonna go back and watch this. Dork angles. Ceremony of the dork. Ceremony of the 9. How about that? Ceremony of the 9 dork angles. Dungeon rat. Oh yeah, that one I need to check out too. Temple. What was it, Johnny? Are you still here? Temple. Johnny knows what it is. Temple. What was it? Temple Below. Thank you, Goat. I need to check that one out. Temple Below. But the other one was Akaru. Akharu. Akaru. I didn't even know that guy from Apsu did all that stuff. He was the guy, he went by Black Massith on the first album. Who knew? Poser alert. Yeah. We got it. Akaru, I think, is the name of that band. He said it was the most evil stuff there is. Known to man. What else? What else? No, not, I think it's Akharu. I don't think it's a cockru. This show turned to fucking shit as soon as Mark left. As soon as Mark leaves, it turns to shit. God damn it. Oh man. Exactly. I'm like, who are these people in the chat? I was like, who are these people? Well, until Spirit said he was holding on to that. Yeah, exactly. He was holding on to that soil bleeds black pH or what. He was holding on to that for like 2.5 hours. He couldn't hold on any longer. He was like that kid on the meme with his at the computer with his fucking veins bulging out. The Spirit waiting to get out some asshole comment. Yeah, I think that's right. Akaru? That might be right. Yeah. That might be right. He's like, God damn it, I gotta say something. I gotta have a fucking smart ass comment. God damn. Abu Dhabi. Shred's still here. God, well, it's only like 8 o'clock over there. Fraser knocked out already. He gone. But yeah. Hey, Costco. I guess you were lurking. Exactly. Poor Dudley catching strays. Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. If you guys ask questions, I fucking missed. I missed. I'm sure I'll have him back on though. Yeah, I think I don't have it on here anymore. So he had done a sketch for ETD, so that was cool. A stray for a stray. Minnesota Wild. So was it a high scoring affair like 1-0? It was a high scoring affair. 1-0. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah, there was some cool stuff that he had. He had that fucking incest demo, dude. No, who has that? That was a surprise for me that he had that totally obscure Texas band. Like, god damn. Hey, yeah, dude. I saw the Spurs got beat by the Hawks the other day, dude. God damn. They're like the Rockets. They'll play good against one good team and then lose to a shitty team. Yeah. 6-5 in OT. How many OTs? Like 8? Because they can't score. Costco. Oh, Charlotte. Okay. Oh, even worse. But he didn't know blood spill. Yeah, that's true. Should I do it? Should I do it, Tino? Should I do it? I mean, blood spill's pretty fucking obscure, though. Pretty obscure, I would say. That's total underground. Give him the old alert. The old alert. Fuck it. Ain't nobody safe.
Poser alert.
Nobody's safe from the alert. I've given it to myself. Nobody is safe from the alert. Dude, I've done it to everybody. Didn't I do it to McEntee the other day? No, I don't know what I did. Again, for the Bieber shirt. I bet it, yeah. I forgot how loud that was. Let me do it again.
Poser alert.
I'm safe from the alert. You are?
Poser alert.
I guess you're not. Everybody gets the alert. No one. I'm going to bring people on just to do that. McEntee would whoop your... Yeah, right. Oh, man, they're playing literally... Getting an oil change and the alert came on. Badass. All them fucking posers. Incantation's playing on a Sunday, man. Fuck. So, I don't know, man. They're playing the day after that Luke Juarez show. The free show. But that's an early show, so that's not too bad. But then Sunday? Fuck. And then they're probably headlining? Are they headlining that tour? Or are they not headlining? Somebody let me know. Or are they like touring with some other lame bands that play after them? If they play early, if they're not headlining, I'll probably go check it out. I don't want to be at the Scout Bar super late. I don't know. I wish this was louder. How loud is this loud? I wish that was louder. Need to make that louder. Stupid loud. By the way, if you're watching the replay right now and you're not interested in anything other than Mark Riddick, you can just go ahead and shut it off. Yeah, make it ear piercing. Yeah, I need to make that shit. Dude, I caught myself doing that yesterday. I just all of a sudden I'm walking. I was like, whoop, 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 whoop. Where the fuck is Tone Joker? That son of a bitch. I haven't seen him. Did he pop in? Dude, you've been leaving for like 2 hours. Next, I don't know. I think Carl has a show tomorrow or Friday. Put it to his overdrive pedal. I think Carl's doing a show tomorrow or Friday, one of those days. So that'll be before I do another one. Oh, tomorrow. There you go. He's got one tomorrow. There you go. Need to get Tino back on the show. Tino, you need to come back on with your with a playlist. Let me get Tino back on here to pump some fucking what was it? some necromath. Necromath. Yeah, we need Tino back on for another little some Coke Mirror jams. Exactly. 7:30 Central tomorrow. All right, there you go. Tune in Sunday. But are you doing a halftime show? I need to do a nothing but fucking goat metal. A little body sesh. Need to do a goat metal halftime show. Imagine Satanic Goat Ritual playing the halftime show. Who do you want to see play the halftime show? Let's keep this going. I need to go to bed, but who do you want to see play the Super Bowl halftime show? I vote Satanic Goat Ritual. They're going to start off with best halftime. Dude, that'd be sick. Imagine that Satanic Goat Ritual on that fucking huge stage with this badass sound and just that'd be fucking awesome. Tino, let's do it, Tino. Satanic Goat Ritual at the fucking Super Bowl. Be like, Jesus is dead. Jesus is dead. Order from Chaos Goat. Aye. Satanic Goat Ritual. That'd be badass. They're playing a blood. Yeah, this is a song called Blood Drenched Goat. That'd be sick. Who else? Cinderella doing Pat's Dogs. Dude, I think Tim told me, called me or texted me. He goes, "Hey man, I need to win the lottery so we can just get we can hire Cinderella and tell them they can only play the Pat's Chili Dog song for like 5 hours, 5 hours straight." It's like, dude, yes. That'd be awesome. So if anybody ever wins the lottery, how about we get you saw SGR play San Diego? Badass. I've only seen him once. I saw him in Houston once, or is it twice? No, I think I've seen him more than once. I think the last time was at Walters. They played some fest, and yeah, they kicked ass. Vic and his fucking dog barks. Fucking Tino fucking pick scraping like nobody's business. It's just brutal. So all fucking blasting away. Total fucking terrorism. SGR Live. If you've never seen SGR Live, you missed out, or you're missing out. SGR and Bad Bunny. Oh yeah. You saw, yeah, dude. They were fucking badass when I saw them. Just, Tino had like the fucking biggest spikes you've ever seen. That's fucked up. I didn't know they came to the Sacrifice Fest. But yeah, Tino was fucking had to fucking yeah, it was badass. They kicked ass. Satanic Goat Ritual. What Tino say the other day? I've been trying to learn how to play guitar for 46 years. Shit. It's fucking same here. Same, Tino. Still trying to learn. Yep, still trying to learn. Yeah, man. I need to jam some Satanic Goat Ritual tomorrow. Yeah, I'm sure. They're all fucking... yeah, all right. So I guess that's for Satanic Goat Ritual at the Super Bowl. Learn a scale. What the hell? What you talking about, man? All you got to do is just pick real fast and just, everything else is who cares? Just pick super fast. Tino's a fast picker too. I seen him. You gotta learn how to descale a fish. SGR and rat. I bet. Oh, you better correct that spelling right there. You better correct that spelling. Tino's gonna come after you. There needs to be 3 K's in that. Needs to be 3 K's in pick scrape, buddy. 3. I bet Spirit knows how to do that. He's a chef extraordinaire, dude. Of course he knows how to descale a fish. Oh. There you go. Shit. That's exactly how you do it. Tino even puts a K in Tino, and there is no K in Tino, but he still puts a K in Tino. It's fucking silent. There it is. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how you're supposed to spell it. He puts a K in Tino. Silent. It's TKINO. K Tino. Stands for killer. Exactly. Exactly right. That's exactly what it stands for. You stupid. Oh, man. Hey, Fraser, what's your opinion on Satanic Goat Ritual playing the halftime show?
I got no opinion.
All right, whatever. Whatever, dude. Whatever. 2 kilo Tino. Yeah. All right, I need to get out of here, man. People that might tune in for the replay being like, what the fuck is this? Told you to fucking leave like 20 minutes ago. So, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, that was cool. That was a good show. Good fun times. Tune in to... y'all need to figure out if y'all want to do the show on here or not. By the way, BTW. There's supposed to be Spirit, Meg, and Bloodstone. Supposed to do a show on here one day, but they haven't gotten back with me about what they want to do. Yeah, they're supposed to, but I haven't heard from anybody. Yeah, there you go. You tell them. Or I get fucking Father Matt to do a church service on here. We don't know nothing how. What? I'll give you a crash course on how to handle everything. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. It's not that. If I can do it, you can do it. All right. So just figure out what y'all want to do when y'all want to do it, and we need to do that. Oh, I didn't see him earlier. I missed that. Yeah, he's in Ireland. Yeah. Y'all are going to be, it's going to be like morning radio where a spirit and is the guy they pick on. Yeah. All right. It's 11:15. I've been going at this way too long. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks to Mark again. And yeah, go check out some of his stuff. Beetlejuice. Yeah, there you go. Y'all figure out what y'all want to do and let me know. And I'll show y'all how to work the board. All right. So, all right. I'm out here.
Poser alert.
You've been watching Jammin' Out All Badass. Take care, everybody.
Later, man. Y'all be careful.